And we're live. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I do appreciate you. So
And one for science.
absolutely, and one for science.
Hold on.
Indeed, a wise choice.
The Heimerdinger quote.
A wise choice.
Alright.
Is the donation pop-up gonna show up in this, or no?
It should.
Yeah, hold up. I ain't gonna donate shit if alerts aren't on.
Triggered.
100%. I actually would have waited. Josh, I swear to God, if I do this and it doesn't fucking show up.
Guess you'll have to donate again. Oh no.
Oh no!
It's all a ploy.
Should have got the 6969. So when we left off, you guys were heading towards the planet that Mr. Andros is from, $1.69. Thank you so much for that donation. I appreciate you.
Yeah! Yeah!
There we go.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I fucking blurred it!
Wrecked.
Oh, shit.
Good bodied. So, you guys were heading towards Andros' home planet to try to outrun some allegations that may or may not have been put against you as you guys took over a ship live. And hey, you know what? We might be pirates now.
Those are all alleged, and you can't prove shit.
And it's ignorant for you thinking so.
I said alleged. I said they were.
I'm fine with being a pirate, so it's all good with me.
Are you decided to go through the drift, correct?
Yes.
Motherfuckers.
Did you
Go
wanna
ahead and
stick
roll.
around and get shot at some more?
Hey, go ahead and
No,
roll
I just
a
wanna
D100 for me, Ian.
A D100. All right.
Got it. First roll of the night.
100.
First roll of the night.
It's gonna be 100.
Oh,
It's
come
gonna
on.
be a
Where are my
one.
dice?
It's actually a 44, exactly. You know, everyone's like, I need a pencil, I need a pen. Ian actually needs his dice.
Yeah. Like, I forgot to grab my...
Hey, Ian, I don't know if you knew this, but we are actually playing a role-playing game that requires pen, paper, and dice.
Yeah, no.
I did
forgot
that
to
week
grab
too.
it.
Dead to us. Dead to
All right.
us. Dead to us.
I'm still running this ship. You watch your dirty mouth.
Not my captain.
Hey.
Always
Hashtag
my
not my
captain.
captain.
Here we go. The D100 is 50.
Oh, that was close.
You bet.
All right.
We fucking did.
So, you're going through the drift. It is going to be a 10-day journey in the drift to get to your planet.
God, it was just supposed to be a 3-hour tour.
3-hour tour.
So, what do you guys want to do?
I'm spending at least a day rebuilding Crank.
Wonderful. You don't have to make a check or anything?
What?
You don't have to make a check or anything, you just do it?
Nope. It just happens. I take 8-hour break, but I can't be interrupted.
Okay.
I interrupt him constantly.
Yeah, same.
Hey, Patchy. Question about the ship. I'm gonna need you to stop
Oi.
everything you're doing right now.
No. Leave me alone.
Oh wait, hey Chuck, I have a question.
Mhm.
Am I still infected?
It's a very good question.
Hell, forget about it if we don't talk about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. 'Cause I know it came.
Rule number 1 of being infected: nobody talks about being infected.
Yeah, nobody talks about being infected. The don't ask, don't tell policy.
He's just asking for a friend.
Right. You don't know if you are or not.
Well, damn.
Well, I am probably gonna spend a couple days talking to Gus.
I'm trying to remember. I thought I fixed this.
Hey Gus, can you tell me if I'm infected or not?
Why do you sound so weird? I already cured you. I don't know why you're
I
asking
got
me.
something. got something in my throat.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Don't.
I was like, Gus, can you just do a quick scan on me?
Yeah. Let me try to scan you.
I remember what I have to do.
I'm trying to remember how I fixed this problem because I could have sworn I fixed it.
You just do the Macarena.
I have to fix Captain Gun.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
Something from episode 1.
Oh, after I build Crank, I do have to mess with that staff.
Okay. This will all be going on in the first day, so.
Alright. Well, my whole day is just building Crank. So.
Okay.
My whole day is just building stone. I mean, looking at stone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a.
Building him up.
You're just using your scanner.
You are
yeah.
a good boy.
All right. Go ahead and roll your
Good boy.
computers for
Who's
that.
a good boy?
I
Oh,
don't know.
18.
18. Get out of here with those honeycombs.
It's all the honeycomb.
He still
That's the best
has,
piece of the honeycomb.
Bits. There's still microscopic proof that he's still infected. He does not seem to be handling any of the or dealing with any of the symptoms of it though currently. It seems to be dormant more or less.
All right, combat strategy number 1.
Kill
Show bites
everyone.
people from now on. If we have an enemy, he bites them.
so we can have to fight their undead when they die. Alright.
So,
I just have a
this is what I think is going on here. I think that at this point you've survived long enough that the infection is leaving your system, or is at least going dormant. But I want to keep you under observation. If you start experiencing any symptoms, you need to let me know immediately, so I can at least collect the toxic spores that somehow infect your lungs and then come out of your mouth in some sort of vomit cloud. I think is the best way to describe what I saw.
That's the technical term.
I don't want no vomit clouds.
Hey Nate as well.
Yeah, what's up?
I believe it was a -2 for those of you that were also infected. I believe it's a -2 to resist this form of infection again. If someone could just clarify that for me.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
you
It
get-
was.
It
Which
was.
I don't understand because it's not
Do you-
like
Do you want me to tell you what it actually is? 'Cause
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I said if you guys could remind me.
It's actually a -5.
Okay, yeah, we have a -5 to resist this kind of. If you happen to come across this sort of infection again,
5?
-5.
Wow,
Yeah.
we're
Basically,
blown.
I'm gonna be a zombie.
Yeah. It's
this is
just
gonna be Josh's go-to infection from now on.
Oh, there's zombies.
I mean, you got rid of all of it besides that one person, the multitude of zombies you just let flight through space.
Yeah. They were on my ship. I had to get them off.
They were in the other ship that you
Yeah.
weren't.
Which is also my ship. I don't think
We
you.
got
The one you guys left behind?
No, it's in
No,
the
no.
it's in the storage hold.
No. The one you guys found.
The one by the sun.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, no.
I thought you were talking about the fortune. And I
No,
was
no,
like,
not the fortune.
We're building a fleet.
two
Does everyone else
ships
have a
is
stream
the
pulled
fleet,
up?
so.
Yeah, I do.
Is it jittery and lagging for you guys?
Yes, it is.
No.
Jumping ship.
Only slightly. It was running pretty smooth there for a while.
Yeah, it's cheap.
We'll see if it works itself out. If not, I'll
Yeah.
take a look.
Speaking of ships and their names, we got this brand new ship.
Yeah, we gotta name this ship still,
We
guys.
gotta name this ship.
Because right now it's
Potato.
the Sailor's Pearl, which sounds.
I say since it's so big, we call it the dummy thick. Nobody? Alright.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
not-
for it. But
I'm not against
No, it was a joke.
No. If someone grabbed the stencil, we're spray painting the spot.
I fully expected you all to
Can't go
like
back now.
groan and be like, ew, what the fuck, no. And then I heard silence of like, well, I was like, alright, I regret everything.
Wrong crowd.
I think that we should name the ship definitely not treason.
No.
It's not treason.
No. We have to figure out. Do we want people to to
Not
want to, or
pirates?
do we want people to flee from us?
Not the sailor's pearl. Just put a knot in front of it.
Not
How about,
the sailor.
how about Patch's home?
I mean, it's not inaccurate. I was just thinking we could call our ship Free Beer, and wherever we go, people will be so excited.
I got it. Band
Free
Naked
beer
Ladies.
Is a great band, and you need to space respect the space greatest band to ever put out a song about a space week.
It's been one space week since I
It's been a space week since you looked at me. Space week.
And now we're down for copyright.
Well, we had a good run. That was it. That was rock bottom. So I gotta go.
All right.
Take care of
Is there
everything.
anything anyone else would like to do to finish out the first day?
I would like to.
I'd like to take 10 minutes to all of my stuff, all of my syringes.
Okay. That's plenty of thing to do. JJ, are you gonna just spend the day fixing this gun? Like, take as long as you need to fix this gun?
Yeah.
got 20.
I wanted. Can I spend extra time or roll some dice to upgrade it in some way or another?
Yeah. I'll give you the day since you're taking as much time throughout the day you need to. You won't have to roll to fix it, but if you want to upgrade it, you'll have to roll for it.
What did you
I
want me to
believe
roll?
in you.
Engineering.
Yeah, engineering.
It's an engineering check, and then you have to spend money equal to the upgrade.
I wasn't exactly adding new parts. I was just kind of like making.
If
it
you already have the
easier
parts,
to-
then it's free.
We do have all those guns that we took.
I have them all.
Oh, true.
Are they in your mouth?
I think that might be more than a bulk worth of guns.
I'm just gonna do like maintenance, like
I thought
filing
it was
down
like
weight,
2.
stuff like that, smoothing out the trigger, making it a little more crisp. All stuff just maintenance,
Okay.
make it a little better. I don't know
Um,
what kind of actual in-game stat kind of make you want to change for that, but you know, whatever. I got a 17.
17.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking gun.
13 plus 4.
It's a nice looking gun.
Nothing. No stats change with it, but it is a nice looking. You put it together well. You made sure that it was a little bit of an older gun. You're able to go ahead and clean it up, make it all look nice for the captain.
Maybe I'll buy some parts. But for right now, it works, so I'll return it for now.
Yeah.
You are returned with your gun.
Can we call the ship the Romero?
I'm for it. Yeah.
Because everything
mean-
in this place is gonna be zombies.
Like the undead.
Yeah.
Can we
I like
can
it.
we call it the Starship Enterprise?
I feel like the Romero is perfectly like symbolic.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Okay.
John
Oh.
the Romero.
all in favor of the Romero.
Aye.
I'm for it.
Aye.
Yeah, aye.
I already wrote it down. So.
All right. It's
And
crew
Patcher
unanimous.
has more power than we'd like to give it.
So, Patcher, then you can be the one to venture out to stencil it onto the ship. Just don't do it while we're in the
Just
drift,
don't-
please.
Yeah,
I'm busy,
don't come
so-
back with any diseases.
Oh, I'm coming back with all the.
Hey,
I've been meaning to have a talk with you about when you go outside the ship. You need to be safe,
How,
And
how do
it's-
we get him vaccinated?
I'm just putting it out there. He was in a hermetically sealed suit, guys.
You gotta be
It's not
safe.
his fault.
Yeah, that's some proactive.
I don't know about hermetically
diseases.
sealed, but definitely space and oxygen sealed.
Yeah, at the very least.
We did not. No one knows if there's filters in that bitch.
Yeah.
All right. So the first day.
But he does grab everything in front of him and put it in his mouth. I think that's.
Oh my god, he's
As
a
a
toddler.
He is literally just the taller of the group.
I need to let him know that that's how he could have gotten this disease. I don't know what's on these guns.
Well, you want one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, okay.
I'll take 7.
Hey, thanks, Patcher.
You might want to clean that one. It's been in there for at least a day.
first day is over. Crank is back
He's back.
in
Hello,
black.
buddy.
Crank, old buddy.
I just made him out of like random parts that I found.
All the redundancies, right?
Yep.
Can I roll to have helped put him back together in any way, shape, or form?
Patrick, would you accept him helping you?
I don't think so.
Damn it.
I don't.
I am gonna say nah, family.
He's mine.
Fair.
My buddy. I put him together.
You guys all complete your
You
day.
weren't
Yes.
I would like to speak to Raccoon.
That's literally what he says when you walk in.
This fucking guy, I cannot.
Why always with them?
I was wondering if I could see the inventory on those weapons you sold.
there.
How many did he spit up? And what are they?
There's 7 of them. Well, now 6 of them, and they're just azimuth laser pistols. So
How did you do it?
Have you ever seen Doctor Who?
His mouth is just a TARDIS.
it's
I think
bigger
I
on the
heard-
inside.
I've heard about that condition.
The bigger
Would
on the
not-
inside condition.
It's ginger TARDIS.
Would you mind if I dismantled and reverse engineered some of these for future parts and maintenance?
I already did that. Do you want to see one?
Okay.
So my pistol doesn't work, is what I'm hearing.
I just take him to Gus, and then I'm like, hey, look at this, and I just take the gun apart, and then I give you a new one because I have 7.
Alright, well then, never mind. I was gonna try to keep some spare parts on hand for possible
No, yeah,
breakage
it's
and stuff,
fine.
but if you already did it, then never mind.
Here, I give you 2. You can have them.
Alright, then I'll just tinker with those the rest of the day.
You can tinker with mine too, because it's gross and disgusting, and I'd appreciate it if you clean and make sure that
I'll give you one that's not been in my mouth. Do you want one of those?
No,
You
no,
liar. You don't have one that has.
no one believes
I
you
do
on
have to taste everything, make sure the pedals are good, you know.
this is exactly the behavior I was discussing that could be problematic for your health.
I mean, I already tried to put the staff in my mouth. It didn't work too well.
Well then, I'm gonna try to take all
Jesus.
3 of those pistols, the one that he gave me 2,
Uh-huh.
and then Gus's, and see if I can't make an Uber pistol.
Uber pistol.
I'm just imagining just like 3 pistols taped together.
100%.
Absolutely
Like,
Borderlands style.
I never have to
Unlike-
reload them. I just rotate
Unlike
it.
perception of Voltaire, he is a little bit more classy than that.
So that's a
Epoxy.
stone gun.
Yeah, that's a stone gun. Why
That's a
reload when you can
stone
switch gun?
That's a stone gun. Why would you want to switch guns? That wastes times.
Why switch gun when multiple gun do trick?
I am gonna try to make a,
Is Stone slowly becoming Kevin from the
Yes.
Why use few gun when many gun do trick?
So, if you don't mind, Josh, I would like to roll in engineering, and then let you decide what me putting 3 dicks together looks like, or does. Would that be fine?
Sure. Roll for it.
It's not gonna work out.
I want it.
I need some duct tape, because it's a 9.
So you know that they're
3 guns stuck together.
you know that they are all compatible in some way, shape, or form. You've taken them apart,
And that they are gun.
but you can't seem to find a way to put all 3 of them together.
I really just wanted to make something cool, and I ended up just breaking them again.
fail more than we succeed.
Josh,
Yes.
on one of these days, I would like to go around the ship and see if there's any like armor or anything like that stowed away.
Sure.
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and spend the first day doing so, if you would like.
Okay.
Let me pull up the book real quick.
Holy, that's a good point. I want to.
Because this is all going while you are creating your trying to create that weapon.
Yeah.
So you do find a fully kitted out armory.
Okay.
Hold on one second while I pull up all the goods.
Okay. Quick, everybody go to equipment.
Just keep in mind we can't use anything higher than level 3.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, level 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's your
You
level
go-
+1.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
I would say, JJ, we still can't use heavy armor or power armor.
Not until
Bullshit.
what, level 3.
Yeah.
I think the Twitch stream is still. Is it?
No, it looks like it's running smooth to me.
Yeah, it's running
It's
smooth
alright.
now.
Yep. All right. Never mind. I was just sitting very still.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What page is equipment on?
164.
This way I keep you rounding.
If you're looking specifically for weapons and armor, that's going to be on page 171.
Jesus Christ, I love you. All right. 171. You do see quite a bit. There are a whole rack full of longswords, assault hammers, and there are 2 injection gloves.
Ooh, do want.
To what? What was that?
Injection gloves.
Yeah.
Injection gloves.
Are those just like the hypodermic gloves that the Scarecrow wore in like Arkham Asylum?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, it does use your
How
melee
is that
attack,
hand?
so whatever your strength is your attack bonus.
Does it have the injection property type?
Yes, it does.
I
And its
get a
critical is injection +2.
Yeah, I get all sorts of bonuses for those.
There is, you do notice there is a door inside of the armory that leads to a smaller room with a single suit
It has a
of armor and a what is this? I need to zoom this out. Hold on.
and a dog.
Exactly.
Made your
Yeah.
Named Space Diana.
And a flamed Dashka ember.
Wow.
What? So
I'll
Josh,
put
you
that on a
said,
fucking wheel and just.
okay, so the flame Dashka, that's the weapon. What was the suit or the armor, Josh?
I'm getting that right now.
Okay. Dibs, by the way. Remember what I did to that little
It's only
android
fair to
there.
give the guy that slept the whole time.
Got him.
I had like 6 chances to
I
cure him. To be fair.
I Gregor Clegane to dude's face.
That's pretty true.
Wait, you did that to who?
I
To the
blew up
android.
people.
Oh, so
android.
you're just an android murderer now.
Oh, got him.
Yeah.
Alright, so before this goes any further to Space Pirate HR, let's just smash this beef right now.
There's a space piracy agent.
You're you're a space pirate CHR.
Yeah, it's called the airlock.
Yeah.
So in there as well. So you can't actually get into the room. You just see it through. There, like the door is made of glass.
What?
Yeah, it's like a reinforced glass door.
Oh, okay, I was like a break in case of.
break in case of emergency.
Push your head against it until it breaks.
There is also a large rifle inside of it as well. And I'm also pulling up the armor because it's incredibly hard to find.
If you're looking at armor, that's going to be page 197.
My God.
Is there, by any chance, any kind of techie odds and ends? You know, like little drone things that SWAT teams got?
Little sciencey stuff.
Yeah.
We might be able to repurpose my chatbot.
Never. Never.
I think that goes against terms of service. I don't think you can do
I mean, if we get some credits, I could probably just make you a bot if you wanted one.
For me?
We'd have to pull some caps or credits.
Caps. Jesus.
Are
That's
you,
what
the guy
I
that,
call 'em.
are you the guy that played Fallout 76 for 900 hours?
Yeah.
Felt like it.
It felt like an eternity in that game.
There is a large. It's heavy armor, but is a large set of heavy armor that's also inside. You can go ahead and roll a. What skills do you have?
Who, me?
Yeah, you, Stone.
I have, let's see, athletics, acrobatics, engineering, intimidate, medicine, piloting, profession, and survival.
What's your profession? Under? Was that mercenary?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll your profession.
Alrighty.
His profession is raining death from above.
19.
That's gonna be an unmodified 20.
Hey. You do know that is golem forged plating, 2 armor.
Gold.
It's pretty good.
Oh my god! Golem forward plating 2.
Yep.
Fantastic. Thank you, and I would be happy to break open the glass and take that shit.
How are you gonna try to break it open?
With my hammer.
Roll to attack.
I thought he was gonna say with his head.
Yeah, it's just headbutt it.
But Buzz, I don't want to use my head.
That is going to be a 16.
16. You smack into it. Nothing happens. I do need you to make a fort save for me, though.
Oh my god.
You're gonna knock yourself out.
Girl.
You got that baseball bat jiggle in the handle that just.
That's gonna be a modified 20.
Okay. You feel an arc of electricity come up through your hammer and into your arm, but it seems to be it grounds.
Hashtag waited.
You go ahead.
You,
Wow, I'm blanking.
do you want me to look at it?
What's up, buddy?
This is going on at the same time you're building
Oh,
Crank.
okay. Then I don't even know.
No, you do not, unfortunately.
So,
Pep, you do get a warning on the computer saying that someone's trying to break into the captain's vault.
Armory.
So there's probably just like a switch next to it where you just like press a button and it just.
yeah, wait,
He's pushing instead of pulling.
you said it's the captain's vault.
Yeah, that's the captain's vault inside the armory.
Is there anything that pops up alongside with this? Like, is there like a thing that's like, hey, would you like to shut this down? Is this okay?
No, it just says warning.
Is that you logging into Google?
Just it has a warning.
Does
Okay.
this ship have 2-factor authentication?
Yeah, so we're gonna have to go find the cell phone of the old captain. He's using a text message code.
Eight
I think
five,
Patcher might have put that in his mouth.
Hopefully.
So, for this, like, I just want to go over like universal comms between everybody. Someone getting into something?
That's when I just go over the comms like, yes, I'm trying to open door. Open door.
Keep it down.
Is it not going well?
I hit it as hard with the hammer as I could.
Hey!
It didn't work.
It went zippy zap.
Well, damn, buddy. It says it's the captain's vault. I'm gonna
Dibs.
go ahead and say that it's like a nice thing. Oh, is can I want to go ahead, like I'd say over the thing. Oh, can I try to get into something sensitive in the computer system?
Yeah, because last session you did actually were able to go ahead and like change the passwords and like have full control, so you have access to all the old files and everything on this.
Cool. Is anyone designated as like highest clearance on here? Or does someone have command protocols in this ship?
I thought we
I'm
said that
Admiral.
last week, but like,
So,
I would think me, please. I would like that.
And do I see that being a thing? Is that already a thing for Andros?
He doesn't have the highest protocol, but he's up there.
Okay.
And you do see that Patcher is the highest protocol on the ship.
Patcher, man.
I'm an admiral.
In the I want to go ahead and see if I can get Andros set up with that kind of clearance, like the highest of high clearances.
Yeah, go ahead and
of-
roll computers for me.
Okay.
I vote we make Stone Prime Minister.
Prime
Minister of
Stone.
Smash.
Prime Minister of Smash, I like that, yeah.
You
Meanwhile,
can take that any way you'd
while
like.
he's doing all this shit, I'm just gonna like continue tapping my foot in front of this door and going over to the columns like, the door's still not open.
Working on it, dude.
Babe,
I'll be right there.
we talked about
So that is a 17 modified.
17. You are able to make him have the highest clearance now.
Cool. Okay. So Stone, I got a theory here. It doesn't show you being a captain. I'm gonna go ahead and send the captain down there to check that stuff out for you. Maybe he'll be able to help out. But you're gonna have to convince him that you deserve this armor more than he does. Listen, we both know that you deserve this more than he does. But
You
you're
are
gonna
saying
have
this
to
over
explain
public
to him.
comms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally okay.
I'm gonna be like,
Can't you wear it?
I'm gonna be like, Stone, what kind of armor is it?
It's my armor.
Who makes it?
Me?
Either way, if you can wear it, I dare the captain to try it on.
Hearing all of this over comms, I've just started making my way in that direction.
Making your way downtown?
Dude, I'm walking fast, all the faces pass, and I am stonebound.
Ian, take
I have
1 point of
muted
experience
the-
for that.
I've probably muted the comms by now.
Yeah.
This is probably why I rolled a 7 on my fucking engineering.
You
Shut up.
you begin to head that way, and you arrive at the armory. You do see Stone standing in front of a glass door, tapping his foot.
All right, as I walk into the room, I'm just humming. Oh, hey, glass door. What's up, man? Okay, let's see. Ori said something about needing me to help you get through a door because it's something about the captain's fault. Is that right?
Yes. Even though there was no election, somehow you captain. So open door, please.
Well, I mean, like, I am the most devilishly handsome of the crew here, objectively.
That's how Trump became president.
Oh, got him.
That seems entirely subjective.
We can debate on that later. As of right now, I'm gonna walk up the door. Do I see any like control panel or anything around it at all?
There is a hand scanner and a keycard swipe.
All right, I'm gonna put my hand on the scanner and I'm gonna say, "Computer, open Captain's vault, please."
I'm gonna make sure that security protocols are turned up to maximum.
It asks for second stage verification,
Oh shit.
and you see a green light bleep from the keycard swipe.
I lean down to the key card swipe and I go, "Turbine blade." It's a really deep joke. I'm sorry. That was bad.
That hurt my soul.
Turbine blade.
I was just hoping it would open.
Dude,
Like, just one among the fence.
turbine blade. Do I have a key card? Like, do I have like an old key card like from our other ship that I could just like boop?
I mean, you have a key for the other ship, but you don't have like a key card specifically for this vault.
I'm gonna put my old key up to this scanner and see what happens.
The light turns red. It goes. One of two attempts.
Oh, no.
One of two attempts. I'm gonna jump on comms. Hey Ori, we might have an issue with this vault. There's some nice old armor in there that would look mighty fine on either me or Stone. Whoever's the most handsome, I think, should get to wear it. But
Stone and
Stone looks good.
Stone and Andros, roll a perception check for me.
Ooh, okay.
Percepzione.
Yes.
What's the modifier for that? Is that
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Whiz.
That is a 20.
I got an 18.
That was a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Mine was just an 18.
Yeah, because I have a 0 in wisdom, like as a modifier.
I do as well.
You both notice that the opposite end of this door. You notice there are clips.
Wide open.
There's clips on the outer exit, like as a. If it fails too many times, the wall gives out and all the armor goes into space.
Oh, fuck.
As like a safety protocol.
This captain was a bitch.
Stone, I'm just gonna say, because we don't have the proper stuff to get into it right now, let's hold off until we land, and then we can just make it dump everything into space,
Yeah, and we'll have Patcher with his mouth open.
gobble it up, and hold on to it until it's time for you to wear it.
I
I have a
don't know if
strong
I can wear
feeling-
something.
As you said that, Jim was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Okay, Stone will wait.
All right.
And I'm just gonna literally just sit down in front of the door. Like, I don't want to leave
Like,
it.
you know, we still got like 9 days, right?
Oh yes,
Stone
it will be mine.
Stone will wait 9 days.
I'm gonna get that armor.
You don't,
Swiggity
you
swooty.
don't imagine the giddiness and stuff. He's like a fucking kid about to get an N64 for Christmas.
What year is this?
Stone just sitting there, swiggity swooty. I'm coming for that
In
armor
that play
booty.
box.
Yes. So, is there anything else you guys like to do? This is going to be for the first day. After this, we'll go ahead and fast forward to day 5.
I'm
And
gonna
then
read a few things about
Well,
the captain.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to that armory and check out them guns.
okay.
After I'm done making my piece of shit trigun.
So just to let you know, there are. Ooh, sorry, it's loading. Making all the beep boops. There are 4 auto target rifles.
Is that better than that? So I can find out.
It's
There's
a full auto projectile weapon.
What? That's the sound.
Is it kinetic or
It's kinetic, yeah, and it shoots everything in a cone.
Updated the sound for the cone.
I think it does 1d6.
Jesus.
I'm not even sure who that was. I just
In
didn't
no
see
way
it.
did I expect the burp to be anywhere near that impressive. And as it was coming out, I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Alright. Starfinder. What was it called again?
Auto target rifle.
Now you've offended Pep.
There are multiple sets of freebooter armor that are just sort of being on the walls.
Oh, wait. What type of armor is that?
Freebooter. I'm
As
guessing
well-
Freebooter 1.
Yeah, it's freebooter 1, as well as 3 sets of golem forged plating 1.
Which is pretty big. But it's also heavy armor.
Yeah.
So if you don't have strength,
So
15 or
Josh,
higher,
there's only one Golem Forge playing 2 armor, right?
Yeah, and that's inside the captain's forge or
That's
captain's.
Yeah, okay.
just so you guys know, to wear heavy armor, you have to be proficient, and you have to have a strength 13.
Yes. I'll say yes.
Freebooter.
As soldiers, me and JJ.
Freebooter armor 1, +2, +3.
I'm gonna take one of those.
I'm unsure if I should look into this freebooter armor or not, because I'm already wearing that sweet second skin.
Second skin lets you wear whatever you want.
So I could wear second skin and another set of armor.
No,
So
But-
that's what I'm saying.
you can wear like regular clothes, so you can.
Yeah. So like I'm wearing second skin, and then over it I have all my like captainy attire.
Right.
I think I'm gonna stick with a second skin for now. I don't anticipate getting it too much. And then
I mean, you could also have like a second set of armor, one for combat, or one for like professional.
That sounds cumbersome and like effort.
I mean, you're probably right. I mean, you have a ship that could stay in the armory.
Yeah. All right. Then
We are treating this like loot we're gonna leave behind.
Right.
That's not necessarily the case.
yeah, no. I'm so like it's so ingrained into me as like shit. We gotta loot right now.
Says you. There's a
Yeah.
piece of
We
really
played-
nice
we played
armor
too
that's about to shoot up in his.
Except for the one that's in the captain's vault, that might go into space.
If you don't touch it, it'll be fine.
I have questions how automatic works. So if it's full auto,
That's what I was talking about. It's the automatic is basically it shoots in a cone and it hits everything in that cone, friendly
How-
or bad guy.
how many rounds does it?
It fires all of it.
All 10 rounds?
And you pick, so if there was 6 targets in that cone, you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that.
So you constantly that means you just constantly go. Brrrr, brrrr.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's basically a shotgun.
It's a shotgun that shoots full out. Like shotgun's one shot and it goes in an area, and then automatic is all your shots go into an area.
But stat-wise, it's pretty much a shotgun.
Sort of, except for you get more
Just-
shots per target.
Just say yes.
What was the questions you were looking for, Pep? You probably don't have your earphones in yet. Yep, that's what I'm waiting for. We'll wait for it. And we're back.
Oh, quit talking about it.
Oh, okay, sorry. Hey, what were you looking for on the captain?
Any information in general. Like, I want to know, like, his favorite book, if possible.
He's looking for
was
that captain's
anything-
log.
Anything by Hemingway, not because he actually liked him, but because it made him pretentious.
Yeah.
It's fair.
A lot of personal information is redacted from the files, it looks like. I mean, you do know it does have his birthplace of Absalon Station. Date of birth is redacted. Been in Starfinder Society for 32 years. Captain of the ship. Went on 423 different adventures.
He's dead now.
And it does have a kill count of 1,342.
I don't like how specific all these numbers are.
He probably
Like
kept
how-
it down.
I like how that's the non-redacted part.
Yeah.
I killed 1,300 people.
But fuck you about my birthday.
Yeah, but you don't get to know what my birthday is.
Mm-mm.
Or my mama.
Oh no, he told me about his mom. Back when I was taking his class.
Yeah, but he didn't like
Said
write
his
it
mom
down.
was the sun, and then he was spewed out into space in pure sun viscera.
The captain
he
of
would've
this
lied.
ship would have been the captain that was Andros' teacher, yeah?
Correct.
Okay.
By the way, what day are we on?
Court card.
The drift.
This is still day one. We're finishing up with
Oh my god.
his stuff, and then we will be fast forwarding.
Gotcha.
I mean, like, wait, you said finishing up with my stuff? You guys?
Yeah, everyone already went for day one. I'm just finishing up day one stuff, and then we'll be moving to day 5, and then day 10.
You can go to day 5, that's alright.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to know? Any of the crew
What
members?
would you like to know more?
What's the disadvantage to being encumbered?
Look here if you'd like to know more.
Speed goes down, and you have I believe, so I think it's a -10 speed, and then a -2 for dex saves. Or reflex saves.
Attacks. It's a lot of stuff. It's bad.
Yeah, it's not a good
That's
time.
a lot of stuff.
Day 5 comes along.
I'm gonna hop up out the bed and turn my swag on.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
Bitch, my swag down.
You look in the mirror and say, "What's up?"
I need everyone to roll a perception check. This is early in the morning.
I'm probably not up yet.
Oh my god.
I got a 6.
Your speed's reduced by 5. Your maximum dexterity bonus is reduced to 0, and you take a -5 penalty to strength and dex checks.
Never mind.
I got a 19.
I got 26.
I got rolls. 19. And Crank got 14.
16.
All right. Anyone who rolled above a 12 hears multiple footsteps outside your guys' doors, like in the hallway.
Like as we're like outside of our bunks.
Yeah, outside the bunks, like in the hallways, you guys hear multiple footsteps.
My audio receptacle
Um,
is picking up footsteps.
I want to pull out my
Patcher,
control systems off of.
you hear
My little portable unit.
kill
Hi,
them,
yeah.
kill them now.
Patcher,
Kill who?
no.
Kill who? I'll just ask whoever it is.
He's slowly descending into that. Very slowly, very slowly.
All of them.
Well, you're gonna have to be a little more specific, because there's a lot of people around.
He's gonna annoy the shit out of the spirit.
And then you hear no response.
Well, that's not
But you
very
do hear
nice.
the footsteps outside your room.
Well, it must be that guy, because he's walking around way too early in the morning. And I'll grab my gun, and I'll open the door. Well, actually, I'll go in the floor, because I don't like doors. And I'll try to see who it is underneath the floor.
Underneath it all.
You see approximately about 12 people just walking around. Different races, variety of different races.
Just like, just hanging out.
Just like walking around. It almost looks like they'd be walking like that, just walking from shop to shop. They're very down dressed. None of them are wearing any armor or anything. Just very tattered clothing. You haven't seen any clothing like this probably for 600-700 years.
So never. I've never seen clothes like this. All right.
Is there any kind of security alert or anything?
Nope, no security alert.
I will pop out of the floor. Say, what are you doing on my ship?
They walk right past.
I see. Ignore the little guy. And then, does anyone look like threatening at all?
What do you define as threatening?
Bigger than me.
All of them are
All
bigger
of
than
them.
you.
I'll shoot at the closest big one. Biggest one I see.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to attack.
He's a man.
20.
That hits.
Not a
Go,
natural
go ahead and roll damage.
Oh my god.
Max damage, so 8.
8.
Fire.
This human just drops to the floor, and you see blood begin to spill in the hallway.
just slaughter
Everyone
people.
just hears a gunshot go off in the hallway.
I rush to check it out.
I will
That's right, I got him.
I will grab my hammer and rush out to see.
You guys see Patcher just putting his gun away, and you see a human laying on the floor bleeding. You do see the multiple people just walking. They don't seem to be noticing. They'll go down to one in the hallway and then turn around and begin to walk back the other way. So they just go up and down this hallway.
They're completely unfazed that one of them that was walking fell to the floor dead.
Yep.
I got an intruder. And then more, but This one, scariest one. Look at him. He's so scary.
He's so much taller than me.
Is there a scientific reason for this happening that I could ascertain?
No.
I know.
No.
They snuck onto our ship, and now we gotta kill them all. That's the scientific reason.
Patrick, they don't seem to be threatening you in any way.
They are.
They're
Look at how
just
big
walking.
they are.
They're about as big as me, and I'm not threatening you.
Well, some days.
I
Um,
threaten you when you put your
am
own
I-
health at risk.
Are we all kind of in a general talking distance?
if you guys, yeah.
Alright, well then,
As you did refer to one of them, one of the Cassithus turns and looks at you for a split moment,
What do you want?
and then continues walking.
That's right. Walk away.
You stupid sack of shit.
I'm gonna
Andros,
start-
you freak out a little bit because that's definitely one of the forearm people.
All right. Well, this is.
One of the
I'm
what?
not. They've got forearms. Got forearms. Okay. I'm just gonna. No, go ahead. No, do you think?
I was
Great
gonna just
question.
step. Whoever's in front of the leading pack, I was just gonna step in front, put a gun in their face, and in a very intimidating manner, yell "halt."
Go ahead and roll
You should-
intimidation.
You should do that. I would like to.
Do you have intimidation skill?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to encourage his intimidation.
Do it.
You can do it. Scare those people.
And that's a 19 to do it, so we get there.
Word.
So you're getting a +2 to your intimidation check, because I'm just like, yeah, do what he says.
Plus his 23.
23. They, so the person that's just it happens to be in front. They're not dressed any different. But the person that seems to be in front is also a Cassalis. I have such a hard time saying that race. Cassalis.
Are all of
Cassithus.
these people? Are
No,
all of these people Cassithus?
no. There's only two of them. So there's two humans, two
Plural of
Cassalis.
Catapodibi?
Yep, that one. And then 3 androids.
What? Your people.
But
I look at Stone, and I say, don't crush their faces.
damn. But he walks straight, face first, like into your gun, like his body is touching it, and just is continued to try to walk. It doesn't like phase him that you're there.
He's like a broken NPC.
God
Or,
damn it,
or anyone
Skyrim.
in this
Um,
again.
It's a feature.
So, but he can't. I mean, I'm assuming he can't push through me.
Yeah, no, it's a physical body. It's just like something is broken. He's just continually walking.
I'm gonna walk up to one of the androids and just like bend around and like try and like smack him across the face to try and like wake him up.
It connects. No response. Like you grab him, slap him. He just continues looking in that same direction and continues to like try to walk.
How many total are there?
After he just killed 1, so 11 now.
Okay.
You killed it?
You
By
are
smacking him?
No,
No,
the one that
the guy on the
Patrick
ground.
did.
No, I
Patrick
just
did after he
smacked
shot him.
him.
Alright. I'm gonna bind, like
was
handcuff,
scared.
pretty much.
Okay.
The 5 most threatening-looking ones.
You all are so violent. Why don't we try?
I am handcuffing the motherfucker.
How many handcuffs do you have?
Why
I have 5.
I
So-
go up to one and I say hello. We haven't even tried.
Hey,
Uh,
I tried to
Valater,
talk to him. They didn't listen.
you will say 3 of the most intimidating ones are Cassithus, so they do have 4 arms.
So I need to- okay. Then we're gonna go with 5 of everyone who only has 2 arms.
Okay.
And
They don't resist.
Steve-
You grab them, you handcuff them, and then they continue to try to walk after you handcuff them.
I'm gonna look at Patcher and ask him to see if he can make or either make, find, or some sort of rope or something we can use to detain them.
Okay. I'll go back in the floor.
Okay.
You're gonna pull wires out.
Yep.
Making wire bindings.
Or
That's,
Ori,
30.
do we have a brig?
30.
Beep boop beep, Bruce.
Yes.
Do we have a brig?
Andrew, do we have a brig on the ship?
Eventually buy one. We only have a medical bay, and then the rest are cargo bays because the ship is in there. So
Can we
Even though we stole
we
it?
have cargo bays.
we can put them in our ship. I mean, that's
So
No,
what if,
that is definitely a bad idea because
I'm sorry.
infection. That
Could we
ship is
lock-
forever infected.
Ori, could we lock them in an empty cargo bay?
That's my hope right now.
it's all one cargo bay.
So like you have
Shit.
you have considered 3 cargo bays, but it's all one large room that your ship is currently parked in.
All right. Well, like, do we have an extra bedroom?
I mean, you can still lock them in the cargo bay. They'll just be in the same room as your ship.
Yeah, I don't
No.
want.
There's
No.
6 crew rooms, and they're each of ours.
Just 11 of us.
How
We
is
can- we
this
can put 'em in
giant
my
fucking ship only have?
Or no,
room
wait,
in the
yeah,
cargo?
never mind. There are actually 15 crew rooms. It's gonna have up to
Okay,
15.
and we
I mean, that's
still
fine
have
with-
no brig, even though we stole it from a.
You have to actually upgrade it, and I
Yeah. But there's 15 crew rooms, which means we have
Yeah.
ample rooms to put them
Okay, so we can just
Yeah.
lock. We can just lock them in a crew room.
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take, take Patrick with you and just have him take out the redundant indoor control for the door mechanism.
Yeah.
I can just lock
Could
it.
Could you make it? Could you somehow make it into a makeshift jail? So like take out, because I mean like you see in the movies how they're like fucking, they wire some bullshit like doors open.
Yeah.
I
Could
can-
you make it to where that's not possible?
Don't
Sure.
think that these guys are too out of it to do that.
I mean they might not be out of it the whole time they're in that locked room.
But I rolled a 30 to collect wire manacles.
You have enough to manacle everyone without affecting the ship's performance.
I just pop out of the floor with them all in my hands. I'm like,
Do their feet.
Yeah, let's just do
tie a
every
Stone wants to see them shuffle.
just every. I suggest we shackle every limb and put them in the room.
Shackle
put-
to each other.
I've
Or
played
no,
Dead Space.
you know what the worst one? The worst one would be like the arm down to the foot. That way they just have
we
to.
should just
they,
tie
like,
him into a
go
big
like
group.
this.
There's no OSHA here. Chain gangs are fine. We can do that.
Can you do like the behind the back one?
Just tie
Oh,
them
yeah.
to each other while they're all facing outwards.
If you hog tie them
That's
like
fair.
you want and leave them on their stomachs, they will die.
What?
If you hog tie someone and leave them on their stomach for too long, they die. It's guaranteed.
What?
Oh, how about we
Get
tie
tough to
them
breathe.
all together while they're standing?
I
Yeah.
like that. We'll tie him in a circle facing outwards.
It doesn't matter. We can tie them in the fucking like little. It doesn't matter. Let's just put them in the room, and then let's have Gus study them
Yes,
and Ori at the same time.
that's a good idea.
Humorous.
And then they could,
study them.
and then they could have a party.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
playing
uh,
with that party.
Little
Uh,
zombie pizza party.
Thanks to the raccoon, you can not only study, you can autopsy one of them. So
Yeah, look at this guy. He's dead because he's threatening.
He was just you know it's
It's a non-issue at this point.
to be honest, the most threatening should have been one of the people with 4 arms. The most dangerous
Yes.
thing you can have is your hands.
Yes,
Shot the tallest one.
they have 2 sets of shoulders. What the fuck is 2 sets of shoulders?
Massage
Hands are the
trains
most-
must be amazing.
I mean, what's the number one thing Cop told you to show every time he gets worried?
All of your
Show me your hands.
shoulders.
Captain Racism isn't very.
It's
Not. Stone is now more attractive than you because racism isn't.
no,
Oh.
I'm sorry that this is my this is like I
You
don't
just-
want it to be a thing. It's just
You just don't like it.
just doesn't like it.
I thought you were role playing.
No, I think
I don't want that to be a thing, but like,
Next character's gonna be
it's not the fact. It's not the fact that they have 4. It's just the fact that they have 2 sets of shoulders.
you want 4 arms? You got 4 arms. Do you live your best life by having as
Come
many
out of your
arms
own
as you
bleach.
want?
Crying out
But,
loud.
like, why do you need 2 sets of shoulders? Buying shirts is impossible. It's not even that like. It's not even that like. I
There's a big,
actually
tall,
don't like
four-arm
them.
store.
It's not even that I don't like them. It's that I'm concerned for them. How do you buy clothes? And I'm just gonna like walk off down the hall and tangent off about all these, all of the problems that having 4 shoulders would cause.
Scoliosis is practically inevitable.
If I could throw my back out from trying to pick up something heavy with 2
Oh
arms.
my god, they do have 2 sets of
Yep.
shoulders. That's weird.
Yeah.
Um,
Not being ridiculous here, Stone. Get on my page.
Andros, go ahead and roll a perception check as you're walking down the hall.
I'm going to the bridge. Fuck this.
Everybody
That's another nat 20.
Thank you.
Does that mean they have 4 shoulder blades?
Yeah, I mean they would have to move the arms.
All of those scapula, dude.
I was
You
thinking
do hear
that
movement
they
coming
go
from one
on
of the
a
rooms.
Latitude.
Imagine the back rub you can get from them though.
Okay, that does sound interesting. Moving from one of the rooms, eh?
Yeah,
I'm going
moving
to
from one of the rooms.
I'm going to investigate. Me and my punch glove.
You see a small, looks like probably a child Yosoki hiding underneath one of the beds.
I'm gonna stop my shoulder rant, and I'm gonna crouch down, try to get a better look under the bed.
Yeah, so you get a better look, and you can see that she's reacting to you. Unlike the rest of the people, she like sees you and she like skirters up to the back of the back corner.
What the fuck is a skirt?
Scutters.
I'm gonna sit down, just sit down and cross my legs, like, hey, what's going on in here? I'm gonna put my hands out flat, like up this way, so she can see I don't have anything in my palms. I do have my glove on, but I mean, like, it's not clenched and it's not on. Just like, hey, you can come on out. I'm not the one that would do anything like that. So, like, you want to step on out here?
She just turns her head to you, like cockeyes, like she doesn't understand what you're saying.
Do you speak common?
Holy shit, we got her on River Tam.
So I'm gonna lean back out in the hallway just a little bit and go, Patch,
What batch?
Patch.
Because
What do you want?
Oh, he's a cute little raccoon. She'll think he's a
there's-
puppy.
There's a little Yosoki down here, and I don't think she speaks common. I might need you.
Alright.
Hold on, stay right there for just a second. I need you to promise me one thing. You're not. Oh, you're right here. You're not.
I don't shoot my own kind.
Oh, yeah. Only.
That's
only things
fucking
that are made in-
racist.
Right.
Soki is the closet.
So, and I'm gonna point under the bed and kind of point her out to Patcher.
I don't shoot.
You
I don't shoot
do-
kids, at least.
You do see her. She is probably like maybe 3 years old.
I will speak to her in Yosoki and say, "What are you doing here?"
I don't know. We were here. We were asleep, and then there was a loud noise, and then we were here.
The drift, man.
Who's we?
Me and the rest of my village in the hallway.
What?
Oh,
Tiny village.
All right.
Spells tiny hut.
Where's your parents? I didn't see them out there.
They're not here. It was like everyone in the middle of town.
It all went to shit when the Fire Nation attacked.
Do you know where Exandria is?
Do I?
Are we close?
Can I roll? I don't have anything for that.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't teach you that as a pirate. You'd have to have like actual
I don't have culture.
Yeah.
Even trained, so I can't make those checks. So, I asked the captain. Do you know anything about Alexandra?
Then actually, let me see. What would I roll to see if that sounds familiar?
Culture is
Culture.
recall knowledge about history and stuff.
All right. Let's see. I got a 16.
16.
In culture.
You were taught that before the event that created this, so everyone knows that there was a moment in time where the world just changed, and that's where there was actually a planet where Absalon Station was. Exandria was a town, a large metropolis on that planet.
Oh, this might be some weird. And okay, before I say this, I want to make sure this is something that I
Yep.
know. Would I know like the concept about what the drift does?
I mean, yeah. Everyone that you get taught that whenever you are in this Starfinder Society, you get like a better understanding of like what the drift does because you might have to traverse it.
Okay, so I think we might have picked up some drifters here. Like no joke. We're jumping through the drift right now. I think we might have flown through their time, like their time area. It's more of a rug actually, but
So are they like
So-
stuck here or what?
I think they're stuck. I don't know. I'm a captain, not a physicist, but
I mean, I guess I could roll physical science, maybe.
I mean, just from where she's asking, that place doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
Like in our time, that's Epsilon Station, man.
well, we can't go back there. So,
No, we cannot. How old is she even? Like
she's young.
like
Like,
too young to be on a ship, kind of young.
too young to be without her mother.
I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm too young to be without my mom, but like,
She's still like a pup.
okay. So I don't want this to be a weird question, but she doesn't seem to speak common. Otherwise, I'd do it. Can you make sure she doesn't get into trouble, even though you're the one that usually gets into trouble?
Are you trying
mean-
to deem her a pet? Are you trying to get us a pet here?
Crank can speak Yosoki if you need like a translator.
I mean, I'll hang out with the kid if you want to leave Crank with me.
That's fine.
All right, cool, man.
He doesn't do much anyway, so.
I mean, he just kind of clunks around. But all right, yeah, that works then. If you want to go about your business, then I'll hang out with the girl. That's fine.
All right. Bye.
All right.
As you begin to walk around, she grabs your leg.
Hey,
No,
rule
no,
number
no.
one, don't grab the patcher. We say that in Yosoki.
What's a patcher?
Oh, that's my name. I'm Patcher, and you are.
I don't have
What's
a
your
name.
name? You don't have a name. Oh, great. Well, what do you like to do?
I would like to have Crank just on translating this for me.
Climb trees. Help my mom pick berries. That kind of stuff.
All right. Well, yeah, where I come from, you would be Climeberry.
Climeberry?
What a terrible fucking name.
That's adorable, and you need to back up, Val.
That was me, not Val. Val is not hearing anything.
You need to back up, JJ.
I stick
So-
by what I said.
Climeberry? That's my name?
If you want it.
I'm gonna
Oh,
call it
CB.
Clem.
I'm gonna call her CB.
That's better.
TV.
So I stick with you, cause you, me, family.
Well, see, we're not really family. I mean, we could be friends, but The captain here is gonna look out for you. He can speak through the robot, and the robot will speak to you.
What's a robot?
This thing, and then
What's a
clank.
She backs up into the corner even more, just hearing the loud like stomping of Clank.
No, don't worry. He's harmless. He's just a big teddy bear. Very hard teddy bear.
I want to step in and go. I want to step in. So, Climbberry, you said you like to climb. You can climb. You can climb the robot.
Up to the basket.
And you instantly
And I
see
do
her
climb
eye
the basket.
like light up, and she skitters up and just sits in the basket.
And
There you go.
Crank doesn't do. He just kind of stands there,
Yeah,
translating anything she says. All right. Well, that's settled. Bye. And I climb in the floor and I disappear.
You see her like peek over like the side of the robot and like look at the floor. And shakes her head.
So, I know that the rest of the crew, they're probably going to end up calling you something different than Climbberry, most likely CB, because that's the first letter of both words in your name. But are you hungry?
She stares at it a second, waits, and then Crank translates. Wait, those are 2 words, not 1?
Well, I mean, if you want to get technical, you could write it as 1 word, but it's C for climb and B for berry.
What's a C and what's a B?
We'll get there. That's fine. Anyway, CB, that's what I'm gonna call you. Are you hungry?
My name's Climbberry, and yes, I'm hungry.
Okay, Climbberry, let's go get you something to eat. And I want to take her and the robot
Yeah.
to the galley.
He can follow like basic commands. So.
As he begins to move, she does, like, you can see that she's panicked, because she's never climbed something that's then moved after she's climbed it.
Oh no, see, I haven't been able to sit in that basket before. I'm too big. But you are in for the ride of your life. I've heard from Patcher that that's a great spot to be in when he's moving, because it's a ton of fun.
It's the best spot.
So you
she-
just hang out right there, and we'll get you where it's gonna be a quick on walk, and then we'll get you some food.
She climbs down, and comes up next to you, and just sort of, like, grabs onto your pant leg and begins to walk.
Okay, that's fine too. You're adorable. Let's go.
She does turn around,
die
seeing
for
the
Climbberry.
rest. She does turn around to see the rest of the people, and she like looks up at you and begins to speak Yosuke, and then it gets translated to be, "What about them? Why are they being tied?"
That is something that it's a tough question. See, we didn't expect anybody to be here, and we may not be the most liked people right now, so we're just trying to protect ourselves.
He's being so honest with her right now.
Roll.
It's like-
Honesty with kids, man.
Roll a hold on, sorry.
Like, your goal is to make her think we're Santa Claus at this point.
I'm worried that like Climbberry is actually named like Carlotta and she's a terrible assassin. She's actually 42.
I've
Just
seen
saying.
that movie.
So the plot of Boss Baby.
Yeah. Roll. What is this? This is a. Is
I
there
would
not?
say bluff, but I ain't bluffing.
No, you're not bluffing. I was just trying to think if there's like a.
Diplomacy.
Yeah, I guess it'd be diplomacy because I was looking for like a persuasion, but that's
Diplomacy,
diplomacy.
There's like only 3 different ones.
Yeah.
That is a
I
24.
guess 4.
24. She stops and holds her arms up in the air, like with wrists together, like she's preparing to be tied.
Oh,
Fuck.
no. There's a difference. You're this big. Everyone else over there is my size, and they more or less startled us So we're just taking the precaution to make sure that we're okay.
There's also
And-
a sense of consciousness.
Yeah, and since you can actually talk to me and you're aware of what's going on, we're okay. I'm more just concerned about them and not being able. They haven't really acknowledged us at all. I want to make sure that they're not going to hurt themselves. So we're putting them somewhere to make sure they won't hurt themselves.
She nods a little, seeming to understand, and then grabs the your pant leg again and continues walking.
All right, yeah. So I'm starting to get hungry now too. So let's go see what kind of food we got, and we're gonna head off towards the galley.
Okay. Stone, are you assisting with tying up the prisoners, or are you heading up to have where they're going as well?
Oh, I'm going to the galley.
Okay.
And I'm interested in this little girl.
Uh,
Not that way. No.
You can't say those words in that order. Way to catch it.
no. Mature filter on, no. So you are, you go ahead and pass them. You go to the galley, and you see Crank and Kleinberry and Andros had walk into it. Upon seeing you,
There is no counter.
she does instantly hide behind Andros.
Gotcha. After hearing that she was hungry from Crank, and I'm just trying to like help her as much as I can, I do want to go over to like the thing to get food, and I'm going to get what Ori got me a while back, what I think is the most delicious food ever, and I'm going to get her a plate of Twinkie.
Yeah.
And then I just
As you come with the plate of Twinkies, Andros, you can feel her claws begin to dig into your pant legs.
Okay. I'm not gonna wince or anything. I'm gonna crouch down and be like, hey, check this out. These are actually delicious. And I'm gonna take one and I'll take a bite.
I also do want to take a bite.
She climbs up on your back, Andros, and like whispers in your ear, but you don't understand what she's saying.
And I'm gonna point at the robot and say, I need him to hear so I can hear you.
She looks at the robot and speaks to Yosoki, and then comes out. And Stone, you can hear this too.
Yes.
Scale 1, kill old family.
Oh, okay. Well,
So not necessarily me, but
No, but your race.
my race. Yeah, that's.
so
Um.
he's our friend. His name is Stone, and I'm very sorry to hear what happened to your family, but he's not the one that did that. He's a nice guy. Or try to make friends with this kid, man. I don't want her to be scared of us.
I'm not there. You're fine. Don't worry.
She sort of reaches out slowly and grabs one of the Twinkies on the plate and begins to slowly chew on it. But you can feel her visibly, like, just shaking on your back. And she does say thank you.
So the turning
I'm
to.
gonna-
Oh no, do your thing.
So after hearing her, I guess, ordeal, I'm gonna turn to Crank and like for translation here and go. Don't know that scale ones can be bad, but Stone friend. Stone also have very simple name, much like you.
Do
This
you
is
like
getting strong.
rocks?
Stone, just like how you climb trees for berries, Stone got named for smashing rock.
And she just stares at you, but you do notice that she's not visibly less shaky. She's still, you can still feel a little tremor, but you see that she is starting to warm up to people a little bit more. Exactly how I imagined it.
So while we're eating, I want to see if I can move her onto the floor in front of me, and I'll sit down to try to be low next to her. And I'm gonna take a Twinkie, and I want to do like sleight of hand and make it disappear.
Go ahead and roll it.
She just launches at you. You son of a bitch!
Sleight of hand would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said it. Sleight of hand. 'Cause
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your sleight of hand.
So that is a 27.
Her eyes go wide.
And then I want to do the thing where like you palm it and you like bleh, and like pull it out of your mouth all weird, but it's still like intact.
I
Yeah,
thought he was
pretty
gonna
much.
pull it. I thought he was gonna pull a Twinkie out from behind her.
No, I'm just gonna go bleh, and like regurgitate it, but it's all in one piece and it's dry and everything, so it's not weird.
So it's not.
She gets a big smile on her face, but she takes out just a whole Twinkie out of her cheek pouch and shows you the same thing.
So she's like super disappointed. She's super disappointed.
No, it's actually quite the opposite. She's just happy that someone else can do what she can do.
Oh my god.
It's like that trick wasn't special to her. She was like, "Fuck yeah, we keep those in there."
You know it. You know it.
She keeps exactly one bulk of Twinkies in her mouth pouch at this point.
Like you do.
From there, just since she seemed to like magic, I'll step back and let other people do whatever they're gonna do. But I'm just gonna sit there and we're gonna eat Twinkies and I'm gonna do like simple card tricks to kind of keep her entertained.
Okay, that can be attained.
I'm not an awful person, guys. I'm just a bad captain.
So Stone would also like to try and make a magic trick happen in front of.
Oh jeez.
Kleinberry.
Okay.
Is it the magic trick of making your special chili?
No, yes. Lots of onions. No, I'm gonna place a Twinkie on the table so it like stands upright,
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
and then I'm gonna like wave my hands across it, and then just like smash it. And then like
Joker pencil trick, but with the Twinkie.
yes. So you just see like just the cream on the table, and then I'm gonna like lift my hand up and like, ta-da!
It's the most awkward, like, quarter smile you've ever seen from a child. She understands what you were attempting to do, and she appreciates it.
Okay. That's
But
my
she
magic
was
trick.
also like, you could have stored that in your mouth.
You crushed that Twinkie just like you crushed my people.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it again.
PTSD.
I'm gonna say it again. I will die for climbing. More so than I would die for Patrick.
Not all the rest of it, yes. This is the first person I've encountered that I would
Everyone else who is
one bad roll away from just he didn't even care.
Valtair and everyone else who was attempting to assist in tying people up, you are successful. You are able to tie them all up facing outwards, put them in a room, lock it.
And then I'll rig it so that it can only be opened up from the outside.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that computers.
That is a 27.
27. It is done.
And a bip and a boppity boop.
Ori, I need you to run live scans. Make sure there's none more of these people on board.
I'm on it.
He's in a wind tunnel. Watch out.
Go ahead and roll with your computers.
Okay.
Also, over the comms, I'm gonna make sure that everybody knows about the presence of Kleinberry, and that we're in the galley enjoying Twinkies. And then if anybody's gonna come in here, they need to be real cool about it.
Make sure that child is not left alone.
Oh no, we're hanging out. Also, Val, she seems to have a specific problem with Vest. Stone seems to be
Crank,
okay, but
Crank is just repeating everything you're saying.
yeah, I'm okay with that.
She's instantly like looking around, like, who the hell are you talking to?
She seems to have an issue with Vest, so I would say maybe it would just be easier if you were hungry, maybe somebody could bring you food, because I don't want to overwhelm her with too many Vest.
Got it.
Like, not to sound like an awful person or anything, it just might be easier if she was mobile.
Captain, did you say that you built a rapport with this child?
Oh, absolutely. I'm doing magic tricks with her right now.
Do you mind asking her what she remembers from right before she showed up here? What's the last thing she remembers?
Yeah.
That is a good question. Hey, Climeberry. Just out of curiosity, what's the last thing you remember before you were here?
As she's taking a bite out of an Twinkie. Climbing for berries.
Okay. Then back over the comps. She was climbing for berries, and then she was here.
Yeah, no, you said that before. But
Does
what
she
was
know?
doing?
Does she know the people that we?
Yeah, we know her name.
Yeah.
What does she remember from?
That's a good question. So, what do you remember of home there, CB?
What about it?
Well, I don't know, like,
Bitch.
you seem to, I
don't
know
know.
that I've never been there. I just wanted to know, what was your home like?
It was cold.
Oh?
A lot of snow. Big bears. Vesk. Lots of Vesk.
Oh, she's from California?
Loco.
Dictator.
Oh, there's a dictator. That's a really big word for you to know. I'm proud of you for that one.
Thanks.
Probably just Crank mistranslating.
I'm gonna. Can I ask her if it was a Vesk dictator?
She nods at you.
She nods.
Okay.
Can I do like a history check to see if like there's any?
It's culture, and you have to have it trained.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I don't have that. Damn.
Captain, I'm
Dean.
intrigued that the young Yosoki is not exhibiting the same incoherent symptoms as the other folks. I'm gonna go and try and ascertain the age of the other people. See if I can maybe. I'm not sure if it's an age thing or if it's a race thing. Those are the only two hypotheses I have at the moment.
That seems to make a lot of sense. Would it be better for you to, like, see her in person or to keep her here? What do you need?
I don't want to startle her, and I feel like the rapport you and Stone have built with her is probably pretty good. So I'm gonna go interview, or at least try and interview the rest of the folks and see what I can get from there.
Okay. I look at Stone, and I hold up some cards. Pick a card.
I will take the middle card.
Okay. Cool. I didn't think we'd get this far. Let's just cut here and go to the other interview.
And you go ahead. So you're in a room with a circle of people.
Super offended that he didn't think Stone could pick a card.
Oh no, I'm not even that. I was just like, I figured that we would just be like, cool, and we'll move along.
And we'll like
Oh,
cut scene.
We're doing magic
Yeah,
tricks.
yeah.
So now
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of just doing them with her constantly, I'm getting Stone involved, so we're all doing magic.
Yes. Okay.
Uh,
Gotcha.
So you guys are in that room, or I guess Gus, you're in the room, going for that interview.
I'm gonna ask that Ori and Al be here with me. One for security and one for assistance in the research. I won't say which is which.
Ori, also go ahead and roll computers, Ori, to see if there's any other life signs.
Yes. Thank you. Oh wait, I rolled this one earlier. That was 13.
Oh, 13?
Yeah.
So there seems to be two other blips walking through this ship.
That's fucked up, dude.
I can go find him if you want.
like blips as in groups or blips as in 2 people?
Seems small enough, like 2 people.
2 people? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along. And where in the ship are they?
Cargo
Did
hold.
did I reclaim my binders since we replaced them with?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They're in the cargo hold.
Oh, they're what? Okay. I tell them that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and saddle up and head down that way.
I mean, obviously I'm going with you, but wait, well, have you informed me?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll-
Immediately.
So you guys head to the cargo hold. As Gus, do you continue with the interview, or do you go to the cargo hold as well?
No, I stay here.
Okay.
You should postpone though. Stay outside the door just in case.
Well,
Um,
just a
I'll
reminder,
just-
you can't get out from inside that room.
yeah, I'll default to Val's authority here. I'll go with them, I guess. I'm not just gonna wait outside. Well, yeah, you go with them.
Okay.
Wait, a cargo hold or the room that we were keeping them in?
The cargo hold.
I'll go too.
I was gonna stay behind in the room, but y'all are right. I can't get out. I get mauled by
Help.
1,000 people, so good looking out.
You do see a single Yosoki. Older, maybe a little older than what Patcher looks like.
Gosh, another one.
And a very beaten up android. Not android, but like a similar to Crank, just smaller.
Hey, pal, you guys doing okay?
I got this. Hey! You! With the fur! And you, Sophie.
I thought you said, what the fur? And
What
I
the
was
fur?
like,
What the
Hey,
fur?
you, what the fur? And I was like, that's the best Yosoki swear.
Fur off.
Cannon.
He looks over at you. Hey, where are we at?
You're in space.
Yeah,
What do you
I got
think?
that far, but like,
Space.
where?
I don't know. Where are we? Are we?
You do notice that there is a Starfinder uniform on this person.
What?
Kill him!
Belay that.
Alright, I'm gonna cut in. Show me your hands.
He looks up at you.
Yeah, it's that crane, isn't it?
It shows you his hands.
Show me your cheeks.
So I'm with Patcher.
He gets a
Ori,
big
and Gus.
smile and spits out a laser pistol.
Exactly. See, this is what you gotta watch out for. Give me that.
It's the same kind that the rest of the crew had.
Patcher, also pat him down and check the android, the robot.
Okay.
And I'm the whole time gunpoint.
That's fair.
What you got on you?
I want to like stand behind Val. Like, yeah.
That's a 6 total because I rolled a natural 1.
Solid. You don't really find anything else. He has a cred stick on him that has
Pocket.
some money on it, but other than that, it doesn't seem like he has a whole lot. You do see he has the uniform. You recognize this guy. He was in a couple of your classes for the engineering.
You dick.
I throw him 2 binders.
Probably thinks it's better than you.
Patcher,
Alright, guys, I'm gonna have to beat him up.
take
What?
these binders.
Okay. We're just gonna keep you for safety. Alright, push him
Josh,
towards the big
How
guy.
many people do we have in that room bound right now?
It's 11.
11.
Yes.
And 1 in the morgue.
Bound
And-
2.
And all of them looked like they were from a different time. They
Yeah,
didn't
they
look
all have
like-
tattered clothing and everything else. This guy right here,
But it's from our time.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna check
gonna-
out
I was
the
gonna-
robot now.
Is the Starfinder uniform definitely like right now? You know what I mean? Like over.
Yeah,
here?
no, it looks like the rest of the crew that you guys were, that boarded your ship.
fits him right and everything.
Yeah, you do smell, you smell a strong alcohol, just aroma from him.
Oh, he's got more in common with Gus. Okay.
Got him.
I'm checking out his robot.
I'm with it. I'm like,
I smell you. What up?
It's an older robot. It's the same kind of robot yours is, just smaller.
I see you got the stealth model, and I just knock on its head.
You knock on his head, and you feel like you can feel the rust that's on it.
You should
Is this
clean
a
it,
bird?
boy. What's wrong with you?
Can you
This is-
disable it?
Yeah, I can take it apart if you want.
He's like, you will not.
I just need to deactivate it for safety.
Alright, I'll deactivate it. It's, 19.
This robot is girl. That's what this one is.
It just. And when it depowers, you can see its shoulders and everything like go down a little bit, and you can hear like the rusting sound.
I need to clean. Why don't you take better care of this?
That's the thing you're upset about.
Is there
He,
any way to remote activate this?
That's none of your
Well.
business there. What's even your name?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's our business.
I
You're
mean-
on our.
Well, let's,
On your ship.
Yep.
I think that's your ship, and points his head over to the Fortune.
I don't think you understand. Possession is 9/10 of the law, man.
he should have some
Look at
kind of control device somewhere in his body or on his body. I didn't really notice, but it would
Could
be
you-
able to control this thing.
Would you be able to take out his battery supply? That way you have to physically go to it to turn it back on?
Sure.
And just stuff that in your cheek or something?
That's a 20, not a natural 20.
Yeah,
but a
you take the battery pack out.
Just a
And
light
I-
tingle all the time in your mouth.
No, I'm not gonna put a battery in my mouth. I'll just put it in my pocket.
Okay.
I thought you were brave.
Could have fooled me.
I am brave, but I'm not stupid.
Could have fooled me.
He's like, where's? Let me speak to your captain.
He's busy.
Yeah, we can elevate this later. First, I have to understand the nature of the problem.
How did you get here?
How did you get here? I was told to come look for that ship.
Hey, Ori, did you run any of these checks for people when we first got on the ship, or did you just run the first one? Could he have been like a stowaway that we didn't catch?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a possibility. However, I definitely looked for people before, and we just had the one guy.
What are we
So
doing?
this guy knows our past life?
I mean, are any of you wearing a Starfinder uniform right now?
But he was in. Sorry, metacaming.
My friend here has an itchy trigger finger.
Which one?
Him, me, him, me, him, me.
Both.
Both of my friends have itchy trigger fingers.
Patcher, what language were you talking to this guy in?
Originally Yusoki, but I probably switched to common.
Does anyone know this guy?
Yeah, he's from my school day, my academy days.
Oh,
So he knows of us in the past.
Well, he knows of me, yeah. He's an engineer.
He's not dumb. He pointed at our ship and said, "This is yours." So he knows our past.
Past? What do you mean? It's been what?
It's been
5
14
days?
Years.
5 days since we
13
picked up your
years.
ship?
It's
5 days since you looked at me. Yeah. Sorry.
Space Week.
when we entered that nebula, time changed, man.
It's a pig eating a watermelon because they were saying this is how to imagine someone eating a Twinkie look like.
I must have missed it too. Someone fill me in.
6.
Either way, you can't let this guy go free, obviously.
I know he'll tear apart a whole
It's just
ship
how
and
it
take all of
comes
my
up.
redundancies.
Your people have a problem.
Y'all are going to the violent place again.
I'm gonna ring up. I'm gonna ring up Captain.
That's where I go. That's what I know.
Yellow.
Captain, we found Starfleet on board. Only one.
Starfinder.
Ow.
Shut up.
Dude, what's Star Command? What's Star Command doing on board, man?
Come in, Star Command.
We have one man from Star Command. He knows our past.
Well, how much of it? I mean,
Enough to report back.
so let's do this.
We were on a secret mission
To uncharted space.
to
A 5
pirate.
So here's what we're gonna do. I look at Stone. Do you think you're good to watch the kid for a minute?
Stone will take care of little one.
She's gonna die.
All right, CB.
Crank's there.
So Kleinberry, I gotta run and do just one thing really quick. Stone, he's gonna hang out here with you. You can have as many Twinkies as you want.
You can see that she has, like, at this point, is getting a bit of a sugar rush, just, like, bouncing a little bit. It's like, okay. And she, like, begins, like, running back and forth in the galley.
So you need to be just as cool as you can for Stone, and I'll be right back, okay? Stone, do your thing. Magic trick. She likes them. And I'm just gonna, like, turn around and leave, and start making my way to the...
Captain.
Yeah, start making my way down to the storage bays. All the while adjusting my captain's hat to look as officially unofficial as I can.
Okay.
Is this still Starfinder Captain's hat?
I have since removed my Starfinder patch from my jacket sleeve.
That was quick.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, well, okay, I have it still in case I need to put it back on. But
It's Velcro.
the emblem on the hat, I just kind of popped it off. It was like a little, like, it just kind of clicked in. So I just kind of popped it off. So it's more like a wheel cover with no emblem. And I don't have any of my Starfinder patches on anymore. I just look like a captain.
Okay. You come and you see a Yosoki and a power down robot standing next to him, wearing a Starfinder's
Okay.
uniform.
All right. So we got us a Starfinder stowaway. Anybody care
Stowaway?
to get me up to speed?
Well,
We found him on the ship with this robot. Robot's deactivated. Thatcher has the battery supply, so we can't reactivate him just in case he pulls bullshit.
Rusty to all hell. Dude, do you clean your robot? Like, what the heck?
It's none of your damn business.
Yeah,
It's none of my damn business. This is my ship. Also,
Val wants to
Val,
kill him. throw that
he wants to kill everybody. But did we tell him about the time jump and the nebula that we flew through? Like, did we try to talk to him about
13
that?
years, man.
when did this happen?
You were sick longer than you thought.
No, I missed so much.
Don't
He
worry,
knows that
we,
that was
we,
our original ship, and he says
we
he was coming
intermittently
looking
put
for
shit
it.
in your cheeks.
Thank you. I hope it's good.
Gotcha.
Okay.
He thinks it's only been 5 days.
Well, it's been 13 years. I'm gonna try to, like, as subtly as possible, like, turn a little bit and wink at Val.
Hopefully it's not with the wrong eye.
So, like, I don't know if he doesn't know about what happened back there. I don't know how he's gonna be able to handle it. I mean,
Does he know that?
Where's your crew?
Last I checked, they were boarding your ship.
oh no, no one made it out of there, man. We were barely lucky enough to make it out.
They all got turned to zombies by some crazy thing. And
Yeah.
I killed it.
Roll a bluff check with a -2 because of what Patch just threw in there.
I would like to. Damn it.
You can go ahead and you can go ahead
Can
and
I
roll
encourage
to encourage because you're going along with it.
Gus.
Ah,
I believe it's race, not age.
I got a 16, so I think that's just hitting my spell save.
Okay. So you go ahead and roll that bluff with no modifier to it, besides just what your skill bluff check is.
Okay. That's a 19.
19. He sort of looks around real quick. case,
hell
huh?
of a drug, dude.
Listen, man, I know this is gonna be a lot to take in right now, and we're super sympathetic of that. But at the same time, we do have a mission to accomplish while we're out here. Like, not a lot of people made it out of that explosion. I don't know if you lost anyone special to you back there or anything. We certainly did.
Nah, they're a bunch of shitheads. I don't really care. I mean, a crew's a crew, so if that's you guys, that's you guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah.
Oh,
then-
what? Huh?
So here's what we're gonna do. This is strictly for security purposes. I need you to go with Val. Valetier here. I need you to go with him. He's going to more or less make sure that you're not a threat to yourself or us. And then once,
We've all had to go through this process once we woke up from the phage.
it's exactly true. The phage was some weird stuff. But Valetier's going to walk you through, kind of get you up to speed as to what's been going on in the past 13 years, make sure that you're good. When we get everything figured out on board of the ship right now, because it's a little wonky, me and you, we're going to have a conversation about maybe helping out around the ship, because, I mean, like, if you know how the ship runs, we could always use an extra set of hands.
Nope.
Well, I knew how it ran, but that's been 13 years. I don't know if this guy has made any changes to it.
Patcher's the best in the biz. He's really good at
Well-
what he does.
We don't need another.
Captain, you mind talking to me in private real quick?
What,
Oh, yeah,
what's
for
this
sure.
Hey, Mr. Yusoki, what's your name?
Jax.
How do you feel about fatherhood?
What?
There's a reason I have a rusty robot and not a litter of kids.
Noted. Okay, cool. I just had to check. Never mind. I had a plan. Never mind.
Yeah,
He just looks. Anyone got a bottle of anything?
What?
I've got a bottle to shut the hell up.
Y'all are very aggressive at each other, and I'm gonna tap Val and kind of gesture to the back of the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull Captain away from people who can hear us.
Goddamn Jax, get
Captain, what happens when we do come across Starfinder and he finds out that it has been 13 years and we killed the previous captain?
That is, well, I mean, first off, we can't be certain that we killed him. I think the grenade that he used killed him.
Whether we did it or not, it was in our presence and it us dead.
So what we can do is think about a really good plan in the interim for when that happens. But at the present, let him believe it's been 13 years. Maybe. Okay, here we go. He smelled really strong of booze, right?
He's a drunk.
Yeah, so we get him really drunk, and then we let him dry out, and then we convince him that that's just a weird drunk dream he had.
So what happens when he finds this crew that we have locked in and we're studying them and we killed one of them?
I don't think that's his crew.
He
If
said his
I-
crew boarded the ship earlier.
I think he's from the old crew of this ship. You know, the people that we kind of took the ship from. I think he's part of that crew. So I know that the people that are here are from Alexandria, which is back from where Absalom Station is now, other than that, from Kleinberry. So I think we've got two different situations going on here. I think we've got some weird time-traveling, brain-dead husk people, and we've got Jax.
Okay. Either
So-
way, I don't trust him. He's drunk. We have no job for him. And we might have to convince him down the line that he's still one of us. Either way, it's not safe.
Or, what we could do, since he is a drunk, we get him absolutely loaded. And then we're heading to Castrovel. It's a pretty dangerous planet. We get him super drunk, turn him out into the jungle, see what happens.
I'm
Wow,
all
you
about
starting to
bringing
sound
on
like
new
me.
crew. I'm all about getting new members. I'm not about pulling them from Starfinder.
So get him drunk and turn him loose in the jungle then.
I'm also not cool with him being free, knowing that we exist and where we are.
Some of that pirate PR, huh?
I could...
Captain, I'm killing.
I mean... kill so many people.
Captain.
We've
Think
been a
of
group.
little CB.
Dude, okay,
I
yeah,
killed
no,
so many people.
you
Just
kill
think
so
of it
many
that
people. Okay, so now we need to have a chat about this Climeberry thing that's going on right now because she was really scared of Stone. He's I love Stone to death. Great guy, super scary if you don't know if you've never experienced a Vesk. She has bad experience with Vesk, so if it gets out that a Vesk killed another Yasoki on board, I feel like that could turn real bad real quick, and then we'd have to do like a manhunt throughout the ship with somebody smaller than Patcher that can still get into the walls.
So, how old is this little raccoon?
I believe she's 3.
Then, don't let her know.
I mean, option. Next question. Can we keep Jax alive at least until we get to Castroville? That way we can kind of take him away, do the deed, and he kind of like he just disappeared.
The ship is massive, and he's in cuffs. I'll use my knife.
Oh, that seems way more brutal than just putting a shot in his head.
Also, I have a question for you guys because there is currently a bunch of bodies just sort of hanging out in the cargo bay.
There's a bunch of zombies,
Yes.
like
Did
literally
you
right next
guys?
to us.
I'm assuming you guys moved them in the 5 days to like cleaned up a little bit.
Yes.
Did you just stuff them into your old shift, or where did you put the bodies?
I would assume we would have picked them clean and then sent them out into space.
Yes.
Okay.
Burn them. Burn
Other
'em.
option? It seems
Burn
a little.
'em.
It seems a little messed up. We could just jettison him.
Pirate PR.
Just punch him out into space. Just.
I'd feel better watching the live trench from his eyes in front of me, knowing there's no way to save him.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
This
Just
is
saying.
real heavy.
You kick him in space, you might be able to pick him up in the drift. The drift is a crazy place.
I mean,
If I kill
dude,
him here, I know for a fact he's dead.
drift is a hell of a drug. Okay,
I
here.
mean-
You know what? You know what?
I'm gonna go hide in my room.
Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. You're my head. Like, you're the head of security. I'm gonna tell you, do what you think needs to be done.
Which is kill them.
I'm gonna tell everyone to leave the room. You can do what you need to do. You don't have to tell any of us what happened. I'm gonna go back to hanging out with Climeberry because she's awesome, and I don't want this on my conscience.
I'm gonna turn from the captain and pull a cloth or handkerchief, whatever I can find near me, out of my pocket.
Okay.
Okay.
As this is happening, this is where we're gonna take our break.
Okay. Damn it.
Oh fuck!
So we
I
will
don't
be
want to kill everybody we meet. but
we'll be
damn
back
it.
here at 11:15 our time, so about 18 minutes from now.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and see where this goes to as you guys kill a bunch of needing to kill people. All right, guys.
Hey,
Everybody.
hey, okay, so I'm allowed to metagame now because we're not live, right?
Hold on one second.
I mean,
Hey, be right back, guys. Thanks. so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. We're going to head an intro back into it and get going. Alright, we are back, boys.
We are back.
I sense dead rats.
You took a break.
What?
Just for a second.
Sir, you sense correct.
Say hi, or give me a kiss, or eat
All right, so as we come on back in here, Valetair has pulled that like handkerchief thing out of whatever it was, his pocket, off a body, whatever. I'm just gonna try and usher everybody that's not the other that's not Aryasoki out of the room. Just like let's go elsewhere. So Patcher, you're with us. Come on.
Oh, good. Cause he said R, so I was scared.
You're Aryasoki.
Wait, all of us are going?
Yes, please. Plausible deniability. I'm gonna say kind of under my breath.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get lost in an engine or something.
Yeah, make yourself scarce there, Patchy. Gus, maybe there's something on the body that Patcher provided?
Provided a... Yeah, I'll go look. I'll see
It
what...
was definitely scientific. I just call it down the hall as I walk.
And I'm gonna head back to the galley.
Okay.
Do you guys want me to describe what I plan on doing, or do you want to just...
Now we can just go ahead and leave that at black.
do I want you to describe it? No. Should you describe it? Maybe later.
Tell Josh.
Yeah.
Just tell Josh it in vivid detail, so he has to have nightmares about it.
Sounds about right.
I mean, we could just go, the end result is dead Yosoki. I checked his body for anything he had.
But hold on. This is we're making this out to be probably worse. Like, we don't necessarily need to describe it, but it's not like Valetair. It's efficient, right? Like, Valetair knows how to kill people.
Oh yeah, I made sure there's no way in hell that and resuscitated or, you know, brought back or anything. This man is 100% fucking dead.
Yeah.
There is no way.
We were leaving it at black, and it made it feel like you were doing something weird.
It's going good, dude.
You did
How
the
are they
soldier
doing?
thing.
Killing people.
Huh? You
But
like running it?
disposed of,
Yeah.
anything he could have possibly
Like
had
better than D&D?
I like
on
it better.
himself or in himself has been checked and retrieved.
There's nothing that you really seem to find on him.
Hi, Laura. You sick?
And he's out the fucking airlock.
Oof.
Dead as fuck.
Dead AF.
Doesn't that correlate? Sick, not feeling
I don't want to accept
So-
that I'm getting sick.
While this is happening, what is the rest of you doing?
So
Quietly crying.
I'm oblivious to all this, so I'm in the galley still with Blackberry, and since she likes magic, I try to do the trick where you like make your thumb come off. I'm doing that trick.
Just absolutely mind blown.
I would love to see somebody do that with fucking claws. See how well that works.
Accidentally take the actual thumb off. So, you're heading back to the room to do the interviews, Gus?
Yeah, and of course, one of my
Yes, please.
Alright. When in doubt, airlock him out.
Taking
I like
all
it.
the straight into the neighborhood.
You head back and you see them. They're just continually trying to walk, all tied together, away from each other.
I'll try to get their attention and talk to them. Just like, hello, hey, wave my hand in front of their faces, see if I can get any sort of response at all.
Is there anyone specifically you're trying to look for?
No. I guess it would be whoever's closest.
Alright. Any one of them will work. So no one seems to really notice. There is one of the Cassithus sort of look at you, stop walking, looks around,
Get a dog. So the girlfriend called him a dog.
and then continues to walk.
In in that look around moment, was there a moment of like awakeness, like alertness, like understood the surroundings, or is it?
They seemed a little confused while they were there. They seemed very confused, like where they were at.
I'll try another one, and I'll just see. I'll see if they all exhibit the same behavior or different.
Yeah. Out of the 11 people that are there, 2 of them do the very similar thing. Like look at you, look around, and then continue to walk.
Do they share any characteristics?
They're both human.
Okay. No other race
Seem to be.
seem to understand. I'm gonna try and like touch the. Touch is bad. I'm gonna put my hand on their shoulder.
Which one?
Or the first human. Go back.
Okay. So you go back to the human and you touch his shoulder.
Yeah. And like if there's no response to the physical touch, like shake.
After you shake, he sort of, almost like if he was waking up from a sleep, just sort of like his eyes flutter for a bit, and then looks around. What the? Where are we?
I'm gonna wait a second to see if he goes back into the stupor or not.
Continues to look around and then look at you.
Aboard a ship. Space, I believe. What was the last thing you remember?
He looks around. Feeding the sheep.
That's gotta be a metaphor.
What happened?
Do you know any of these people?
Yeah, they're part of my our village.
What village?
Exandria? Why are they acting like this?
Everything's okay. We don't know what's going on with them. You were acting like this. I'm gonna go over to your friends here and see if we can. I can wake them up. I'm gonna go to the next person, not necessarily a human, and try the same tactic.
So you're showing to the other human that was half awoke, or?
Not the. I want to do not a human.
Okay.
See if I can shake awake another race.
Yeah. So you go ahead and go to the Castellus that's that he tied to, and you shake him. Go ahead and roll. Are you like vigorously shaking him, or?
I want to give them the same treatment I gave the human. Trying to test.
Roll a
the theory
percentage check for me.
That different races react to this.
Go ahead and roll a percentile for me.
Okay.
There's something going on there.
Yeah, you're not on a good path right now.
No.
Ooh. I dig it. Why's that person get the dish?
It's just how it's set up in Discord.
I said, why is he so important?
Well, just, you know.
48. I check for a pulse. Okay. I'll go back to the human. Nothing. I tried to wake him up. Your peers here seem to be exhibiting some signs of confusion. We're not certain what's going on with them. Tell me about the place Exandria. Tell me about where you're from. looking around at the people around you, are they from the same town? And where exactly were you herding sheep? Was it near your home? Okay. I'm going to go around one by one, or I'm going to go over to the other human and try shaking them. Okay. I'll ask them both for their names. Rob. Okay. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to check their vitals and make sure that they're okay and not about to die. Okay. I'll go report to the rest of the crew. I'm going to walk out and I don't know how I'm getting out of the room, whether I left the door open or have somebody there to open it for me, but I'm going to go out, close the door behind me, walk away to make sure that I'm not within earshot of these folks, and then I'm going to get on comms with everybody and go, look, we need to get the body that is still in the hallway and move it to the med bay as soon as possible. Some of our captives are waking up and they're pretty confused.
I will say affirmative, and I'll head straight there. Pick 'em up.
Whatever is impacting them seems to be attributed to their race. It's possible that the Yosoki are quicker to recover from the effects of them, and it seems like humans may be the next. I'm going to give it more time and see if other folks are going to wake up in there. But I'm going to agree with Voltaire here and say that we need to probably keep them bound until we know more about what's going on. And what are they shouting? I don't respond. But I do tell everyone that the two humans have woken up and they seem extremely confused. And then I'll ask Stone if Climeberry has changed in her behavior at all since they've been there with them. Okay. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with these folks. But I definitely don't think we should let them know that we killed one of their. They're clearly all from the same space in time wherever we took them from. They know each other, and so we should just hide the fact that we have this. That Patcher shot one of their neighbors.
Have I moved him to the medical bay yet, or am I on the way?
You're on the process of bringing him to the med bay.
You're hopefully you will.
I'll head down to the med bay and start some sort of autopsy.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your life science. And then I'll be right back as you guys are rolling that.
Well, when Josh gets back, I will tell him that I'm going to leave you alone and head towards the group of people and just stand watch.
Yeah, I would say they're just going to be confused, so yeah, just know that.
ask that we don't just kill them.
I had no plan on killing these people. They show no sign of threat or safety hazard or risk. Potentially, if we can't get them back, they could be of help.
I don't know.
What are we gonna teach them how to work everything?
I mean, we can give them bitch work, and you know, or we can drop them off at some planet that's the closest similar planet.
It'd be good to keep them around as like unskilled workers.
We got cooks, cleaners, janitors.
Might help me get over my like fear of the whatever you call them. I'm bad at race names.
Cassithus.
And we could run.
Yeah, yeah.
I could teach some of them to be warriors. Ori could teach some of them to be science officers.
Option.
What'd you roll for that science check?
Oh, 25.
25.
It's good rolling, man.
It's the anatomy of a normal Cassithus. No, sorry, human. It was a human that he shot.
Yeah.
Normal human.
Okay.
So only one heart.
Yep, one heart.
What do they eat? I empty the contents of their stomach.
A lot of grains, beef. There's some lettuce in there.
Oh, while you were gone, I told them that I left medbay and I'm currently standing watch in front of the room of prisoners.
Okay. Stone or Andros or Patcher, is there anything you guys would like to do while this is happening?
I'm still just with CB.
Yeah, I would have liked to have made my way back in there to kind of hang you around.
Okay.
I would like to try to introduce some actual food to maybe help balance out that sugar.
She's had 40 Twinkies.
He's already got
How many of
diabetes.
those are actually digested or stored?
No way.
That's up to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stone is not good father.
Stone is not father material. Duly noted.
Dude, you're the best Uncle Stone, dude.
Stone Twinkies down kids' faces.
Yeah.
Half of being an uncle, man.
Sugar them up and then give them back to the parents. Is that how they do it?
Yes.
Good to know, good to know.
I think Patcher is in the ceiling of the gallery.
Do anything
quietly
specifically?
Watching. Just watching.
That's creepy.
I can dig it.
I haven't seen anybody like. It's a long story.
Yep. I get what you're going with it. You all are continuing to do this as you feel the ship seeming to collide with something.
Hey, Captain, I think your house is out there again.
Damn it. And I'm just gonna make a beeline for the bridge.
Yeah. Once you arrive to the
Yeah,
bridge,
I'll make one there too.
you both see that a piece of the ceiling has fallen and has knocked Mr. Ori unconscious. But you do see that there is very gorily splattered what you assume to be sheep, as there's wool, guts, everything just sort of splattered to the front, as well as what looks like a part of a house.
Wipers.
Yeah, okay, Gus, I'm gonna help you move Ori here to the med bay also,
Good idea.
because
Wait, I got this.
he could be concussed. I think there's no point in trying to figure out what the hell to do about the stuff on the ship, except we have to have some sort of like wipers, right? Like,
We got wipers. Don't worry.
all right,
Alright.
cool.
Well, so this ship didn't come equipped with wipers, but Patcher installed them from the inside somehow. I'm not exactly sure how, but he
These
installed them.
ships
mean,
come
some-
with.
Oh,
some
they
are
do?
faster.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
I would have just taken the compliment there, Patch. But like,
I would also assume that these ships are not also solely flown on site alone.
Yeah.
yeah, there's got to be sensors and whatnot, but in the drifts, things just kind of appear. So, as we're ripping through other dimensions at the same time.
It's at this moment that I wonder if every ship that goes to the drift has to deal with the ship.
Oh, I would assume they do. Actually, back in the academy, they told me part of like I had this class on drift navigation. They
What if
said
these
that-
people all disappear after we get out of the drift?
Possibility. I'd be okay with it. I'd be sad to see CB leave, but I'd be okay with it.
It'd
That
be
makes shit a whole lot
interesting-
easier.
It really
It
would.
would actually make a lot of things easier, yeah.
be an
Same time.
interesting scientific study.
At the same time, I would
Anyone
love
who
to-
has culture, go ahead and roll culture.
Or no, it's what's the culture. Get
you uncultured swine.
Negative.
Yeah, I got a 19.
Holy shit, we can't roll bad today.
Yeah, I got a 26.
Yeah, no, like we're on it with our rolls today. It means tomorrow I'm gonna roll like shit.
That's good for me.
Not fun for me.
So, both of you know, these races didn't exist prior to the event that took place. I need to figure out what that event is called. That shifted time forward more or less. But these races all didn't exist on that planet. It was like humans, dwarves, gnomes. You know, all the fantasy races. Those are all the races that happened prior to that event.
So we're ripping apart space more so than time, is what.
At least in this instance.
Exactly. Not always, but
In this instance. So, somewhere out in space, this planet still exists.
So we're tearing apart reality?
Think of it more as like scrunching a map together and then taking the shortest route.
yeah. Captain, I have a concern that I just thought of after I rolled some dice.
Okay. So what's that concern?
It could be my assumption when I first saw these individuals was that we had taken the time to clone sometime pre-event. However, given their races, given the fact that they can still exist in this time, I'm worried that we've in fact just ripped them from their planet. That still exists, and their families are still out there wondering what happened to them.
Well, that sucks if that's what happened.
I agree.
It's called the gap. By the way.
Thank you.
The map.
There's all that store.
Yeah. Have a great deal on khakis though.
Dude. Get some khakis, lose the planet. It's fine.
I just know that, and I understand that we are no longer part of the Starfinder fleet, and I want to go on record as saying that I have a problem with killing innocent people. I think
How
that
was I supposed to know?
I think that there are people out there that deserve some form of justice that they're not getting, but as long as we are going to be pirates, I want you to know that there are lines that I don't necessarily want to cross.
And I'm right there with you. Yeah, I would definitely agree. I don't want to be like mean pirates. I want to be more like, hey, what's up? Want some like?
The pirates that
Social
movies are
justice
made.
pirates.
Not even. I mean, maybe. I'm more out here to be a self-preservation kind of pirate, like living on the lam, and maybe we take what's not ours just for the survival, but maybe at the same time we just kind of leave people alone.
Do a little
So,
good,
do our-
do a little bad.
Look,
we're gonna
I may not
Balance
agree.
morality and survival.
Yeah.
I may not agree with everything that happened, shit, but long as you let me keep flying it, I'll be loyal to you.
Yeah, you got it, Gus. Like I'm right there with it. I need a good pilot. I need a good doctor. You're both of those. So
Okay.
I'll
Well,
keep.
in that
I'd love to
case-
have you along as long as you want to be here. But I
Well-
feel like there's some stuff that you're not telling me about you. That if we're gonna be living in space together, that we might need to hash out at some point.
In due time.
Oh, okay.
Until then, since you've given me your trust, I will leave the decision what to do with these folks up to you.
All right, that's gonna take some thought and deliberation there, but I think that Velatier had a good untrained would be nice to have. Like just someone around to clean some stuff up and help move things, and just extra sets of hands would be pretty nice trying to get things done on the day to day. Maybe you can pick one or two of them up for lab assistants or anything like that. So at least until we figure out how to get them home.
This would be a weird moment because you would notice that since we decided to become pirates, Gus would have been referring to you as Andros instead of Captain like he used to.
Uh-huh.
And when he walks out of the room, he goes, "Yes, Captain," and walks away.
No.
All right. Andros will remember that.
We're not playing Telltale. Starfinder.
A Telltale game.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get Ori to the med bay and
Yeah. I'm having this moment. We're just carrying Ori. And look, Captain.
I have him
That
under
guy-
the shoulders. You have him by the feet. What better time to have that conversation than now?
I mean, you guys are at that point just stuck together. Might as well have the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get Ori to the med bay. He still has a pulse and everything. It just looks like he was knocked unconscious.
Hey, I'm gonna call up dear old Patchy on the comms there. Hey, we had a ceiling plate come out in the bridge. It caught Ori on the dome pretty good. We got him down to the med bay. Would you be able to take a look at getting that plate back in the ceiling?
I'm already up here, but yeah, that's fine.
I forgot you were there. I'm sorry. Long day.
I know,
but
I'm
yeah.
small.
You're tiny, man. I look past you all the damn time, but that's not a bad thing.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, that's why it's not a bad thing. Sometimes you can get in places that we normally couldn't. Anyway, you're awesome. You're number one. I appreciate you and everything that you do.
I am the admiral, so.
You can keep the title, but we'll work on how that falls into our new chain of command.
New chain, and then I go to the nearest computer and I start looking at the chain of command.
You do see that it has been changed where you are no longer first in command.
But I still have admiral.
Yeah, you still have Admiral written next to you, just no longer
Alright.
top of the food chain.
You can keep the title, but maybe Admiral just isn't. Maybe we need like an Arch Admiral or like a prime Space Duke or
I'm
something.
a
like
rear
that.
admiral, and then you're the admiral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Patcher. Being the short person you are, how do you plan on putting this ceiling tile back on the 8 foot ceiling?
I just leave. I just have gun and
So
Just leave it.
Stone, you see Crank just start walking away, and just leaving you and CB by yourselves.
yeah, and then he just holds it up, and then I climb up and
Reattach. That was so good. Stone, CB looks over at you and begins speaking to you in Yosoki.
Squeak, squeak 'em, squeak, squeaker, squeak 'em, squeak.
Exactly. Feel like I'm playing Animal Crossing.
Stone's just staring at her.
Stone, is that you're just staring at CB? Or are you froze? I think he's froze.
Yeah, he's just. That's what he's doing. He just doesn't know what to do.
Nope.
He's there.
Nate!
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So, CB just you see Crank just walk away, and shortly after you hear CB start talking to you in Yosoki.
I just like nod my head. Okay.
As you do that, she runs off after Crank.
I'm going to go ahead and follow.
Surprisingly, she's very fast. She's like on all four, just like sprinting as fast as she can. So you'd have to like actually run to keep up.
That's
Would I be
fine.
would I be anywhere in the hall in this direction at all?
No, because the galley's on the other side of the ship compared where the med bay is.
Yeah.
I imagine Crank is going to Patcher where Patcher is.
Yeah, he's on his way to fix the ceiling that fell on Ori.
That's fine. So, am I able to catch up to CB?
Yeah, so as you catch up, you guys are going onto the bridge. That's the point, because she sort of like looks around and trying to figure out where she's going to try to keep up with Crank.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna go ahead and like pick her up and then put her in the back. That way, she I know that she's at least safe with.
She panics a little bit by being picked up by a Vesk. It looks around, and you see all the hair on the back of her neck just like stand up to make it look like she's bigger than what she is, and then gets put into the basket.
I tell Crank to tell her that everything's okay. We're just going on a little adventure.
His head just like turns around.
She just like, you see her hair slowly start to come, like go back to resting, and then sit and watch as
Alright, so
the
now-
rest of you
so
are.
now, yeah, okay, so are we in now the bridge?
Yeah, so
After Crank and CB and me?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, an audience.
Are you two, Valterra, are you just standing outside of the room?
Yeah, I'm still just guarding the people. I'm not letting them free, even if they're screaming. I'm just standing outside the door.
Andros and Gus, what are you two doing now?
I
mean,
would. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll keep talking to Gus if he's around.
I'd be checking if we're still there with Ori. I'm checking his vitals and just double checking that everything's okay.
All right. While he's doing that, hey, so you know we're heading to Castrovel, right?
I'm not familiar with it.
Oh, dude, it's a beautiful. The weather's a little stupid, so heads up.
Okay.
Switches back and forth from really freaking hot to really like stormy and rains a lot.
Is this where you're from?
Yeah. This is exactly where I'm from.
What day is it, by the way, Josh, of us in the drift?
This is day 7.
Day seven,
Okay.
okay.
I would vote if everybody's cool with it. I'd vote like after this little exchange, we should probably just skip to the.
It's what I was actually planning on doing.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay
Yeah,
with that
so
too.
I was planning on getting to Castrovel. I'm from the East Jewel, man. We're out in the middle of we're out by the ocean. Really pretty place. It's been a while since I've been back. I'm hoping that we can get there and kind of lay low. Looking forward to seeing my massive family. Not looking forward to seeing my dad, though. But, you know.
Yeah, I understand that family for people that have it can be
Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
Awkward as fuck.
can play on their emotions.
I don't think that's offensive to him. I think it's just a reality of family.
Captain, you may be interested to know I've never been to a planet.
Really?
For my entire existence, I've lived on man-made or at least species-made. No natural. I've never stepped foot on a natural surface.
You've never seen like actual grass.
No, and this idea of seeing an ocean intrigues me.
Oh man, I don't want to. I don't want to overhype it, but it's beautiful, and like, I don't know. I hope this isn't offensive, but I don't know if androids can cry, but you might cry seeing it.
Does your ocean contain many species of aquatic varieties?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, dude. We've got. It's you have to be careful where you want to where you decide to go for a swim. It could be anything from we have these little tiny fish that are it's been a really long time. I can't remember the names of the species here. We have these little tiny fish that they're harmless, dude. They just kind of come up and just like at you, like they just kind of like come up and like when I was a kid I called it giving kisses, but like yeah. And then if you go further out, then that's when you have to be really careful. We've got like big old like water snakes. And when I say big, I mean like massive, like massive.
I'm familiar with large snakes, but I am definitely excited to see
Oh,
them
man.
with my own eyes.
Dude, like I had to get out of the family business. It wasn't for me. We track, we lead like safari kind of expeditions. We do a whole bunch of stuff like that. We're in the fur trade, but like it's humane. Don't worry about it. It's like using every part of the animal kind of thing for us. And
So you are
Just-
efficient hunters.
yeah, very. Not me specifically. My dad, my brothers, they're the ones that go out in the field. Me, my mom, and a couple of my sisters would run the shop. But I'm excited. Like it's gonna be good to see them. Like I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I look forward to seeing
Gonna
all
be
of this beauty
interesting.
and potentially crying, as you suggest I may do.
Dude, just you wait. It's gonna be nuts. I'm probably gonna cry. Just heads up. I love where I'm from, but well, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I'm gonna head back up the bridge and just double check on everything up there. Holler if you need anything. Cool.
Got it. Thank you,
All right, man.
Captain.
I'll-
I will check on Voltaire and make sure that our captives are doing okay.
Yeah, man. And I appreciate the formality with calling me Captain. You can call me Andy though.
Will do, Captain Andy.
Close enough. We'll work on it. All right. And I'm just gonna turn around and leave.
All right. So, day 10 of the drift. You are almost to the exit point of the drift to go to your planet. And when you exit the drift, you land. You do see this gorgeous planet that Andros is very familiar to you. You've seen this view multiple times, going back and forth maps on station.
I'm gonna call everybody to the bridge. If you've never been to Castrovel, this is the view, guys. You might want to come up here and catch this.
Crank, you're going home.
Crank from Castrovel? Dude,
Found him in a junk pile.
dude, yes.
Crank is just a bunch of part of Andy's old toys. That's what he's created.
That's
out
why
of.
you look so familiar.
Dude, I'm about it. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. And so you do land at the East Jewel. Land there at their ginormous space station that they have there for the different ships and stuff that come and go from. It is a very, very busy place. A lot of shops. People walking back and forth. Majority of the population is what is that race called?
Lashunta?
Yes, Lashunta. Of both varieties, because there are two different kinds of Lashuntas. Either the tall and lanky or the short and stocky. Both walking around, mostly that population, but there is a little bit of everything else sprinkled in. But you guys do land there. It is, like I said, very populated. Even inside where you guys park your ship, It is very busy. You have engineers running back and forth all over the place. Everyone, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Would I get any bonuses for having been here and understanding the layout and whatnot?
No.
Okay. Alright, I got a
16.
16.
Anyone above a 20? You do see a ship at the other end of the bay that has Starfinder Society logo on the side of the ship.
I immediately pointed out to him.
Alright, well. Everybody keep a low profile. Maybe we won't get seen. Maybe we won't do anything like that. Just be cool.
On a side note, what have we done with the captives? Are we just locking them in the room? Am I supposed to watch them?
Oh, that was a good question. Are they still there from coming out of the drift?
If you have it, you can go check on them. No one actually went and checked.
I would have studied
I've-
them for the 3 days. I think Voltaire was probably there.
I am glued to that location. I would have been there as soon as we came out the drift.
See, they seem to be there still.
Okay. And I would have liked to have like a backpack that
Sure.
that CB can sit in and just kind of like perch.
Yeah, you have one.
So
Alright.
you're just a mini crank now?
Oh no, dude, it's CB, man.
I know,
But
I'm
you're
in the back of crank.
and
you're-
CB's in the
you're-
back of you, so now you're just a mini crank.
I mean, I'm a biological crank. If he's Castrovellian, then like we're the same. So
In these 3 days of us studying these people, have we come to trust them? Have we let them go? Obviously, we need to let them
I mean,
bathroom breaks.
they're confused. They've all woken up at this point and become quote unquote lucid. But whether you trust them or not, that's one thing. But they seem to mean no harm.
I mean,
At this point, we're probably in the car. Well, they're in the room. I say at this point we don't let them free on the ship, but I say we give them a cargo area, not one of the big ones, but like one that they can all kind of be in, and kind of make like makeshift shelters for them to stay there for the time being.
like pull some of the beds from some of the unused
Yeah.
crew quarters and put them in one space and make like a group living space for them.
Right.
Yeah, bring them some food, have them like a toilet in there.
Yeah.
Just for the time being until we really kind of come to an agreement.
After Ori wakes up from his unconsciousness,
Mhm.
I take him, I show him what we set up for them, and he's teaching them all how to play basketball.
Sounds like an Ori thing to do.
It's true. Yeah, he went back onto the old infected ship and grabbed the basketball hoop that he put together.
Yeah.
Worth it.
But he was
I
really
can cure him.
careful.
Worth it.
He was
yeah.
he was really careful to not get sick.
Yeah,
He washed his hands and everything.
absolutely.
And he washed the basketball.
Yep.
Yeah. So from here, trying to keep as low of a profile as possible, I'm gonna make a beeline for from a family shop.
You go to a beeline to, and it's been the entire time you've been at Starfinder since you've been back home, right? So about 6 years.
Yeah, it's been however long it takes
Yep.
to get through the Starfinder. I think it's 6 or 7
Yep, it's 6
that
years.
I've been gone. Yeah.
You go to the family shop. It is.
Sunfire Exotic Trades.
You've seen better days for it. It doesn't look like completely broken down or anything like that. But you can see that business has probably been a little slower for them.
Okay. Before I walk in, I'm gonna adjust my hat a little bit and kind of make sure that I'm not super dusty, that my jacket's nice and looks good, and turn around. I just kind of left. Did anybody come with me? I'm sorry.
I would go with you.
Okay.
I'm pulling. Yeah,
I
I'm
assume
there
you're
pulling
taking me to the
security.
ocean.
Okay. And Gus, we will see the ocean. I need to make a quick stop.
Is anyone wearing anything that symbolizes Starfinder?
I never was. I
We
don't think
know that we probably showed up here like first, but we would also know that the communication of like, hey, be on the lookout for this group of people probably came through sooner, right?
Yeah,
I mean that would track. That logic would definitely track.
Yeah, it's a weird physics question of what travels faster, our ship in the drift or a communication.
I mean, it's 7 days is still 7 days. Like time isn't affected in the drift. Like it's
We're
not
just moving faster.
right. You're just covering more ground in 7 days than you would if you were outside the drift.
Right, but can a communication from where we were travel faster than the drift?
Depends how the communication was sent. You know.
That's the question. I would just assume that the communication has been
That's probably
communicated, and
I'm getting hung up on details, but that's smart.
just assume that everyone knows,
Okay.
and go from there. But yeah. So just with everybody in tow, if anybody wants to come on into the shop, we've actually last time I was here, kind of brief, real quick before we go in. It's not a huge shop. It's more of just kind of like a storefront, but we had some really cool trophies from some of the hunts. So come on in. Be careful, just because I don't want to have to like pay for anything if it gets broken. But I trust you, and I hope it's not weird if you meet my family.
Everyone can hear. There's begin to be some yelling happening inside.
Inside?
Inside.
Before we're at you said storefront. What does the store sell?
This is my family's shop. It's they sell like it's the fur trade. You can also purchase like escort through jungles, like they do expeditions and like caravan guard and a whole bunch of stuff like that for moving product like back and forth. And there's yelling inside. Do I recognize any of the voices?
You hear your dad yelling, telling people they need to calm down or get out.
Ooh. Dad's here. That's
but
not
the
what I want to see first.
The other voices are affirmative, like very firm in what they're speaking with a similar to how a captain would speak
Okay.
to his crew.
Okay. Let me see here. All right.
But what is that?
And are they speaking
Common.
common, or are they speaking like?
They're speaking
Lashunta?
common.
Okay, cool. Then I'm just gonna walk in.
You walk in, and you see two people in Starfinder uniforms yelling at your parents, looking for the location of Andros Sunspire.
Oh shit. Okay, then I'm just gonna walk in. I'm gonna walk in, make an immediate left, and go look at things on a shelf and listen.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Oh, perception check.
And a stealth as well, as you're trying to
that-
just be nonchalant type of.
Okay, so that's an 18 for perception.
Okay.
Oof. And a 5 for stealth.
This is going to get so fun.
I like it.
As you just told people to be careful of as they're walking around and stuff like that, you're looking at a shelf and you're sort of like moving things across. You can hear them talking about, we know that your son is from here. This is the first place that we'd expect him to go after a situation like this has occurred. We just want to know if you've seen him. And then you can start hearing begin your dad raising his voice, telling you to get out, or I don't know where anything happened to that kid. He left as soon as he was old enough to. You guys have a better track record of where he is than where we would know he would be. We haven't seen him in the last 6 years. Right as you said, finish hearing that, you take a step and you hear as the board just creaks from under your foot, and then you just see your dad look over at you and just Oh, his eyes go wide.
I'm gonna give him a really quick like wink and like a shh kind of face, just like a. Because has the Starfinder guys looked?
They haven't seemed to notice yet.
Okay, then I'm just gonna like wink at him and give him the little like.
He continues to just go off. Your dad does. They sort of just like more or less just flip him off and then begin to leave the shop and walk right past you.
Then the Starfinder guys walk right past?
Yep.
All right. So as soon as they're out of the shop, like, wow. Sorry to bring the heat there, Pop, but I'm back.
Instantly, you get smacked upside the head.
I expected that.
Yeah. After he smacks you, he grabs you by the collar, like pulls you in, like face to face. He's like, "What the hell have you done?"
Okay, there is a perfectly logical and sane explanation as to what happened, and it's just a huge misunderstanding. You remember? Okay, you remember the time that the time the Gardenians hired us for the trek over through the Uncharted West, and you brought me along on the trek, and I may or may not have crashed their speeder. And how that was a misunderstanding? It's kind of like that.
You mean the speeder that we're still trying to pay off?
But I have a job now that can help pay that off.
Job.
Good. As the rest of you at this point begin to file in, he goes to the door and begins to lock it, to make sure that the Starfinder Society doesn't come back in. He looks at the rest of you. I'm sorry, but we're closed. You'll have to leave.
No, they're cool. This is my crew. Before you ask any questions, I went off and joined Starfinder, as I'm sure you know now. But I'm a captain, and these are my guys. I kind of weird time to do this, but I was kind of hoping that doing something like this would make you proud of me, maybe. But we could talk about that later. Right now, we got to figure out what we're doing here. How's the business?
He looks around. Whenever you were last here running the business, there was always at least 4 or 5 people looking at where, at least a couple of big names trying to get different trips through the jungle. It's a ghost town. The fact that he didn't have to kick anyone else out besides your crew, it's a little worrisome. He's like, let's just say it looks like you got a good time to get out.
Like, what's going on? Is everything starting to move corporate, or like?
Yeah, it's a lot of big names buying little shops. Little shops struggling when big company chooses another company to go hunt the big game for you.
So just sell. We had one of the biggest names for a long time, and you were always talking about wanting to retire.
Why sell when it's going to change the name to become some other big name shop? It won't have the same feel.
It won't have the same feel. I get you. But you sell so at least you can take care of Ma. Come on, man. Speaking of which, where is she?
At this point, he sort of just looks down.
I know that look.
Oh, no. Where's Ma?
Dance class.
She left.
Oh, maybe I don't know that look.
That's not as bad as I thought you were going to say. Heartbreaking. But I really
She
thought
left
you were
this wall.
No, I mean, that's the next question. Left like y'all are no longer together, or left like she's not alive? The hesitation makes me nervous.
I don't know.
What?
She just.
What?
I woke up one morning and she was gone.
Well,
Not even a note.
yeah.
I'll pat him on the back and tell him that my mom's not around anymore either.
I'm starting to get more and more in common with you guys. I mean, the robots from here. This guy and I share the fact of not having a mom together.
At
Hang
least
on. Raise your hand if you're on the crew and you have a mother.
I would have raised my hand previously.
Cool. I was just checking.
I had one.
I had one too.
Oh, well, that's better.
But anyway, what about?
Still got a dad.
I mean, yeah. And by the way, Dad, I'm sorry. This is super rude. Dad, this is my crew. Going in order of people in the room, this is Valetier. Standing next to him, that's Stone. Next one over, that's Patcher. His robot is Crank? Crank, yes, I'm sorry. He was broken for a while, so I really didn't get to know the robot too well. And then on the end there, that's my pilot. His name is Gus. It's an acronym, but you don't need to know.
And this is Ori.
Yeah, and
I have a feeling Ori's probably with the people.
yeah, he's back on the ship teaching people how to play basketball. But so now you know. We were kind of hoping to get here and be lay low for a little bit, and you know, now you have extra hands. We can help run the shop. Maybe. I mean, I know I will. I don't want to speak for everybody because that seems like a little weird, but we could try.
I don't know anything about skinning things.
Oh, we got several different departments around here.
Very versed.
I'm already looking at like the pelts and trying to understand what, like, I probably already know which animal they came from, but I never actually touched one. So I'm just like
Just going around petting all the fowls.
Yeah, it's real weird. It's not normal. It's just like, ooh, and I'm like a kid in a candy store, except for with skinned animals.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. He sort of nods. He's like, "Captain, huh?" Looks at the rest of
Damn
you.
right.
Is he a
I'm
damn?
Admiral.
Is he a damn good captain?
I mean, her track record so far isn't fantastic, but
Oh my God. Yes.
Read the room, Val. Read the.
I mean, he hasn't gotten us killed yet, so
I love that. I love that bluntness. Well, it's track record.
I'm gonna hop back in there. So, I mean, I've done my best. I tried to live honest.
the captain is in the top 24% of living captains.
We got dealt a real shitty opening hand, like real shitty.
but as he said, none of us are dead.
He
Every choice I've made has led one way or another to us being able to survive. I wouldn't say that I've saved. It was a lot of Gus here. He's a brilliant pilot and an amazing, just medical officer. The dude's medical skills are absurd. Patcher, this guy can build anything. I'm almost convinced. He went through 2 ships and pulled enough parts to be able to rebuild his robot. Stone, he's a man of few words, but goddamn, if those words aren't great when he uses them. And he has the most amazing, this isn't a euphemism, I swear, magic trick about a Twinkie. Like, and his hammer game is a euphemism.
What's a Twinkie?
And, oh, I'll get you one. It's life changing. And Valetier here, he's half of the reason that I'm still alive in the first place. He's an amazing soldier, brilliant in all forms of death dealing from what I've seen, and he has just a great head on his shoulders. So as good as I might try to say I am mediocre captain at best, my crew is just top notch. So I got lucky here.
And this is probably the first time, in probably 10 years prior to you leaving, that your dad has given you a quarter of a smile. A small look of being proud of something that you have done that's not the family business. Overall, he's still your dad, but he at least gives you a little bit, just a gleam of a proud father. So anyway,
you can tell. Yeah, you can tell us to get out of here. You can tell us whatever you want. I just wanted to make sure you knew that I was still alive, and B, I was really hoping that we could we could lay low here for I don't know how long. At least a few days.
Well, if you're laying, and he goes like straight to business, back to business. Well, if you're laying low here, then you're all getting your asses to work. He plays down a huge contract on the countertop.
Instant contract making. I'm about it. You haven't lost a step there. Age, and looking at you, Age has been really kind to you. You don't look like the old bastard that I thought you would.
I know you're getting older, but you still got quite a lot of brown on your nose, so get your ass over here. And begins to read off this contract that he was received. It is assigned to the shop to fulfill, but it is a hunting contract. The last one that he currently has, but it does pay 20,000 credits.
And you know what? I can't say that. Actually, would we get a cut of this? Like, I'm not saying that I want to cut. I just want to make sure that I can compensate my guys.
Are you asking your dad?
Yeah. Like anything that I would have taken, you can put that right back into the shop, because this needs to stay a thing. I mean, like, family business. This is your legacy. But
from the back of the shop, you hear, "I'll take payment in product in kind."
How about your payment as you laying low here?
Okay, I mean, that works too. I just wanted to make sure that we were on the level about that.
Could you imagine all the stuff I could get with all 20,000 credits?
That's not gonna go all to you. In fact, he makes a point. He makes a point. 20,000 credits worth of work is definitely worth helping us hide from Starfinder for the time being. You guys good with that?
Hell, there's killing. I was gonna do it pro bono anyways. This guy, master death dealer, all the way around. Yeah, we're in. Question before we do that: is it possible to make for us to like run down real quick? Gus has never seen the ocean, and I want to see if an android can cry.
At that point, he just sort of sighs and just dismisses you like he always has done. It just wraps up the contract, hands it to you, and walks to the back of the shop.
All right, we'll get on this, but we're gonna go see the ocean.
And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Yeah, Gus gets to see the ocean next week.
He will cry.
Can androids cry though?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
I don't know. I think he's having a sneezing attack over there. Jesus Christ.
Bless you.
All right, so we're going to head and wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for hanging out here. I appreciate it. Ian.
Yeah.
Where can they find you when you're not, hanging around here on Thursday nights?
Oh, man. You can also catch me around here probably a couple other days of the week. I like to hang out and play some games with Bruce right here. But you can also catch me. Let me type it out in chat here for you.
I'll get those sweet links if you want to go ahead and just feel.
Okay, yeah, so we got that right there, twitch.tv/mod20gaming. You can find me and Bruce tomorrow night, along with Steven. We're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition over on Mod20 Gaming. We have a pretty reoccurring campaign and a show over there every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time right now, because we're based in Arizona. Well, Bruce isn't, but I am. You can also catch me over on twitch.tv/mod20_Ian. That's my personal channel. Don't have like a regular thing for it yet, but we're doing whatever I feel like doing over there. Yeah, so you can catch me those two places. Also, third plug, if I have the second for it, go check out twitch.tv/10speed, TENSPD. She's my sister. She's also part of the Mod20 family here. She has a bunch of fun content, especially on Tuesdays for Teamwork Tuesday. So go ahead, drop all those a follow, and we'd love to see you around.
Hey, Nate, I see you put it in chat, but where can we find you when you're not here on Thursday?
I did not mean to put that in there.
No, it's alright.
Typing up a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, they can find me TV/MyPodSailor for a bunch of fun games and awesome talking and just a fun time.
Hell
And
yeah.
of course, they can always find me here on Thursday nights playing the wonderful Starfinder.
And Andrew, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. But how can they help this channel and all these other channels continue to grow?
Well, they can definitely follow and subscribe to all of them, to every single one.
All of them. I appreciate that. Thank you. And Mr. Gus, aka Travis, if you want to see an old episode, where can you find it?
Look, we're here live every Thursday. But if you're just joining us and you want to know what happened in previous episodes, you're going to want to head over to YouTube, find J Brew's channel, where you can watch all of our full episodes with all of the hilarious content that we produce. Those episodes go up within probably 24 hours of us live streaming them. So this episode that we recorded tonight will be up tomorrow at some point.
I appreciate you. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out playing tonight. We will be here next week as we find out, can androids cry? Thank you guys. Have a good night.